getting closer. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Getting closer. We're getting closer. We're getting closer.
Yo, what's up, everybody? We are back with GSL Qualifier 3. This is the final qualifier, the final chance for these teams to qualify for the championship weekend. And I am here with Bamboozle.
Woohoo! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to GSL week number 3 qualifier. Today is going to be a very special day. A lot is on the line, Pinky. Not only because if you lose, go down to that losers or redemption bracket, you don't get, you don't get that sense of relief of, okay, I got next week. There is no next week. This is it to qualify for the main championship. However, today's bracket is going to be a little bit different, mainly because a lot of teams just forgot to sign their teams up. Let's just put it that way, without getting into any sort of details. But I'm going to talk about that just for a minute before we start these matches. Essentially, we had a promising like 20 teams wanting to participate today, but over half of them forgot to sign up. So we're only going to be having 9 or 10 teams participate, which is going to make qualifications for these teams that are participating a lot easier. Let me explain. So last 3 weeks or 2 weeks, Minority has taken the championship every single round. And unfortunately for Minority, they wanted to switch up their roster. And when they switch up their roster, they are forfeiting their qualifying spot. So they have to re-qualify. That makes it so there are going to be 5 teams that can qualify. And I think only 1 team doesn't qualify in this, with the amount of teams in this bracket this week. So there's a lot of opportunities for these teams to make it to the final championship. I know I'm very excited. I know these teams are excited. And we have a good match to start the stream.
Yeah, we have Asterisk versus Elite. And the prediction should be up in chat if you guys want to predict with your channel points. We don't have any rewards for those yet, but we will soon. We're probably gonna do some rewards for Tro. You can redeem your points for Tro probably during the championship weekend. So make sure to stack those points this stream.
Yes, spend them wisely too. Okay, so let's talk about our matches, Pinky. We have Asterisk, or formerly known as Megorb, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And then Elite on the right side. Asterisk on the left, Elite on the right. Both of these teams not having the results they've wanted to in the last few weeks, but they are ready to get going. And we can get the bracket sent in chat. I don't know if you had mentioned that already.
Yeah, the bracket should be pinned at the top of the chat. You guys can just click on that link anytime during the stream, and it will update as we go, so you can keep track of your teams.
Yes. All right. I'm very excited. Hoyt, shout out to Hoyt for really helping us out here. It's going to be awesome. 10 seconds, Asterisk on the left, Elite on the right side. This is a best of 3 for round number 1 in the upper bracket. Here we go.
All right.
And we are off.
Yeah, we've seen Megorb, who's Asterisk. They were previously Megorb with Minix Rival as the leader. Yeah, they haven't done too well in the previous weeks, so they're looking to qualify. This is their last chance. I'm not sure I think there's a bug with the health bars. I can't really tell what health people are at. It's saying 0 for all of them, but...
Oh, really? That must be for you, because I can see the health.
Really?
Yeah. You might have to restart your game. Regardless, Dev on the top for
Oh, I think Bamboozle just disconnected. So yeah, but you can see Elite, Dev from Elite just shooting down from the top, and it looks like this is going to be Elite taking this. Itchiol is the last person on Asterisk. It's up to him, but he gets taken out. It's a perfect game for Elite.
Oh my goodness. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, you disconnected for a little bit, but
I love
good
that.
Now.
Elite, they wiped the floor against Asterisk. What it came down to is just structure. Asterisk, they have the members to do something very good. They have the abilities, they have the talent, but Elite just they were more structured. Asterisk kind of looked a little disorganized. You could see that they were calming to each other in game chat, saying push, And then they are all bunched in that bottom left, something you don't really want to see, especially with this arena, this layout where any sort of mistake can just really flop for your team.
Yep. And this is a best of 3 reminder. So Elite can take this with this next game and send Asterisk to the losers bracket, where they will have one last chance to qualify for their season. If they go out in the losers bracket, it's possible they will not qualify, and they'll only have one game to do it. So you gotta come back from this. They gotta come back from this.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said in the intro, this is definitely not a week of mistakes. Any sort of mistake, any sort of bad day that you come and perform can really just throw off the entire season for you. And I know both of these teams don't want to go out.
Nope.
All right, Asterisk is going to switch to the right side, and it's looking like maybe a little bit more structure from them this time, realizing that they cannot be losing such silly health in such silly ways.
And yeah, still a bug for me. I can't really see. I can see when people get damaged, when players get damaged, but I can't see their actual health. So I'll have to reload during the break after this game. And it looks like Elite took out one of the Asterisk members. Dev is pushing up to the top, trying to get that top control. Takes some damage. Esco takes damage, dies. It's YOLO and Adam are the last players on Asterisk. Now it's up to Adam. And he's just gonna run around, try to survive for as long as he can, but he gets taken out. It's another perfect round for Elite, and they take it. They take game 2.
That was absolutely disgusting from Elite, and you can see they're BMing with the lick. They're all spamming it. They're going to be moving on to the second round. Totally, I think that was a perfect sweep. I don't think they lost a member that entire time against Asterisk. And once again, Asterisk is a team that has the potential, has the ability and the talent. I just think they were a little not as structured as Elite, and that is something, especially in this week 3 qualifier, Pinky, that you just can't have.
Definitely not. But we do have our next matchup. That will be Ambrosius versus Redemption. This is the second game in round 1 of the upper bracket. These are our only 2 games of round 1. We will be back after this quick 2-minute break.
Oh
my goodness. It's even.
Oh!
Oh!
No way! You're kidding me! Lamar with the comeback of a lifetime.
Watt is just a different team. 2 qualifiers.
Back again. Chino looks like he wants to be.
There's no way.
There's no
Do you want to be rich in Graal Online era? In this video, I'll show you the best method. I've been searching YouTube lately and I see all these videos on how to make a ton of growlets, but every single video is the same. They all tell you to grind jobs. While grinding jobs can definitely get you a lot of growlets, it's going to take a very, very long time. The method I'm going to talk about isn't exactly a get-rich-quick method, as it will still take lots of work and patience, but I believe it is much more effective than grinding jobs. The method? Trading. Let me explain. For the past couple months, I've been making a ton of profit in my Road to Gold Umbrella series. Make sure to check them out if you haven't seen them already. But what I learned is that you can actually exchange your tro for other sellables that are worth more and then sell them for growlets. While the exchange rate is always changing, I was able to exchange each Trocious for 7 growlets worth in other sellables. This means that 1,000 tro would get you 7,000 growlets, and 10,000 tro would get you 70,000 growlets, and so on. Now, this means you will have to become good at All right, we are back. Thanks for sticking around for that break. And we are back with our second match of the upper bracket. We have Ambrosius on the left side and Redemption on the right side.
Nikki, I am really, really excited for this match. Both of these teams, it's kind of similar to our last matchup. Both of them haven't had the results that they've wanted, but these two teams, they have the skill, they have the talent. And week 3 is where you need to put out all of that you have, all the talent you have. So I'm really excited to see what these guys have been cooking for the last week, getting ready for this.
Yes.
Do you have a prediction?
You know what? I'm gonna go with whatever chat says. Once this prediction ends, let's see. We have 100% for Ambrosius, 0% for Redemption. So I'm gonna go with Ambrosius.
Oh my goodness, that's just a tiny bit biased. A little one-sided. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to go against Ambrosius here. Just to play devil's advocate, I'm gonna rep the Redemption boys. You can see one of their members said, "I've never done GSO, bro. I started the game today." So we'll see how that goes for them. But
Let's go.
Ambrosius looking like a fan favorite, looking like the favorite to take this. Who knows? Anything can happen in Spar. What people got to realize is even the best teams can go against a mid-level team. And if the best teams just have, an off day, there's always potential those mid-level teams can take it. So you have to be 100%. You have to be on top of things at all
Definitely.
times in Spar. There's so many factors that can ruin your day, ruin your tournament, or your season in this case.
For sure.
And Pinky, this is going to be such a interesting matchup because whoever loses this is kind of put into a tough spot. Unfortunately, with the bracket, if I'm not mistaken, Asterisk, they automatically get to move on to the next losers bracket because of a team that backed out, making the total number really weird. Actually, I'll get into that after this. 5 seconds, Redemption on the right side. Ambrosius is on the left. Here we go.
All right, let's get it. Hopefully, I'll be able to see health this round. Yep. Okay, it's fixed. We're good now.
Sweet.
Yeah, Redemption taking a lot of damage on that right side. Ambrosius just aggro pushing them. Look at what Ambrosius is doing at the bottom right. This might be one of the fastest GSL matches we've ever seen. What just happened? What?
Kiki, what we just witnessed was absolutely illegal from Ambrosius. They completely violated and took control of the Redemption team. Redemption came out with a very laid-back play style, and Ambrosius wanted to get this series done as quick as possible. Wow.
That's insane.
Hopefully a side change can switch up something for Redemption because that happens so fast that like you almost can't say what they did wrong. Ambrosius, an absolute madman of a team. Oh my goodness.
I don't know what they're gonna do now to counter that. I don't even know what Redemption can do. That was just complete domination from Ambrosius. Oh man, Redemption's got to turn it around here. Best of 3,
Yeah,
second game. Yeah, man, you got to turn this around.
you absolutely do. Once again, whoever loses this kind of gets put in a bad spot of potentially losing or getting sent to a win or go home situation down in the Redemption bracket. Yeah, there's a lot on the line. Redemption, they absolutely need to get their structure better. They need to control that aggression from Ambrosius. The Ambrosius members, especially at mid, they didn't even care about setting up a position and getting structured. They just wanted to attack. And we've seen it, Pinky, with GSL Season 1 and even this season. If you lose any sort of position, cause a team to push back in the slightest way, all the other positions on your team get affected.
Yep, definitely. It looks like we're about to start game 2 here. Ambrosius, they can take this and move on in the upper bracket. Redemption will have to go to the lower bracket if they lose this. They have to turn this one around. 10 seconds from the round start. Let's see what happens.
2 seconds. Redemption once again is switched to the left side, and Ambrosius on the right side. Okay, I mean, kind of a little bit more structured. Zeal at the very top, if I say that wrong, I apologize, is just being super aggressive and causing so much structure issues for Redemption. But Certified Lover Boy counters and goes to the other side himself. Redemption still just in an awkward spot. This is just really weird.
I don't even know what's going on, but like Ambrosi is just taking this. DW is the last player on Redemption. He takes out one. Doesn't look like it's going to be possible to win this, though. Great effort, though, from DW, but Ambrosius takes game 2.
Yeah, absolutely tough for Redemption. It looked like they had things a little bit more under control that game. But Ambrosius, they came too much. They came way too hard, and it's just so unfortunate for Redemption. They're going to be sent down to the losers bracket, waiting for a matchup from whoever they're going to be playing, whoever loses in the upper bracket. But I think we move on to the second bracket, correct?
The second round?
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, so what will be the first game? Let's see.
Ooh. Bikini Bottom versus Elite.
This is gonna be good. This is gonna be so good.
Absolutely. I'm excited. You're going to have to stay tuned, though, for after this quick 2-minute break, and we will get back into this.
Want to be rich in Graal Online era? In this video, I'll show you the best method. I've been searching YouTube lately, and I see all these videos on how to make a ton of growlets, but every single video is the same. They all tell you to grind jobs. While grinding jobs can definitely get you a lot of growlets, it's going to take a very, very long time. The method I'm going to talk about isn't exactly a get-rich-quick method, as it will still take lots of work and patience, but I believe it is much more effective than grinding jobs. The method? Trading. Let me explain. For the past couple months, I've been making a ton of profit in my Road to Gold Umbrella series. Make sure to check them out if you haven't seen them already. But what I learned is that you can actually exchange your tro for other sellables that are worth more and then sell them for growlets. While the exchange rate is always changing, I was able to exchange each Trocious for 7 growlets worth in other sellables. This means that 1,000 tro would get you 7,000 growlets, and 10,000 tro would get you 70,000 growlets, and so on. Now, this means you will have to become good at trading and make lots of profit. You'll start out slow, but the more you trade, the easier it becomes to make profit. In fact, I have had several trades where I've made more than 75k profit. Now, I don't just sell all my profit for growlets, as I like to keep most of it to buy items and keep making more profit. So a good rule of thumb is to sell 10 to 20% of your profit for growlets. This will allow you to continue making profit while also earning growlets. This method is great if you want to save for a certain weapon, win auctions, or anything else you can think of. Let me know if you guys agree with this down in the comments, or if you think you have a better method, let me know. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Goodness. It's even.
Oh!
Oh!
No way! You're kidding me! Lamar with the
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. We have our next matchup. We are on to round 2 of the upper bracket, and we have Bikini Bottom versus Elite.
Oh, gosh. These two teams are really good. This is going to be interesting. Bikini Bottom, last 2 weeks, have made it to the finals, but just fallen just barely short of getting that victory. And last season, they won all the qualifiers and barely lost in the finals. So I feel like this is maybe a grudge week qualifier for them. You know, they have had an unfortunate loss to Minority both times in the finals, but this week they got Vood back. So who knows? They got Vood back. They got the GOAT. Who knows what's gonna happen? Bikini Bottom, they're looking to come out with a statement for this weeks of qualifying. But they already qualified, Pinky. So you know what? If they don't do as well, that is totally okay, because they are already set in stone for the final, which is going to be happening very soon.
Yep, and they can still play for first, second place, which it's a lot of EC, a lot of growlets. Everybody loves that. So we'll see how they do. We have Elite on the right side. I think they're waiting for one more player.
Yeah. I mean, I would say Bikini Bottom is the pretty much the fan favorite to win this. I would probably say. I don't think that's a bad thing to assume. But Elite, they can come out here with a statement. If they can take down Bikini Bottom in the first, or I guess the second round, then Elite's looking really good. And they played very, very well against Aztec to start this stream.
Definitely.
So we'll see what Bikini Bottom does. Maybe they might need a round to warm up. Who knows? But Bikini Bottom, as we know, they're filled with just amazing players. I think Bikini Bottom is looking to have a very good tournament today.
Definitely. I want to see if they can do well. I also want to see Elite come through. So we'll see what happens. We're about to start our first match of this series in 8 seconds.
Bikini Bottom is on the left. Elite is on the right. Let's see what happens in game number 1.
Bikini Bottom.
Kind of an interest. Sorry, go for it.
Always with this. They start out with this insane mid control, just like right out the gate. You can see Renz from Elite just trying to defend against Mr. Krabs, trying to shoot upwards so that Vood can't make an advance on Dev at the top there.
And we know Dev is a very good player. So Vood versus Dev is going to be a fun matchup. I really like that matchup at the top. We've seen Vood do all sorts of things in this tournament. Bottom control, mid control, now top control. He's everywhere, and you know, you got to love it. Bikini Bottom's positioning, though, is just fantastic. Their aggression is just perfect. It's structured. It's everything you want to see in a winning team. Elite, they started out very, very slow with their structure, having like 3 people bunched up on the bottom, and unfortunately, that's not going to turn out well for them, and they are going to be probably eliminated with 1 person left. Player from Elite gets taken out. Bikini Bottom did lose a member, which I'm sure they did not want to lose one, but you know what? It is what it is. Bikini Bottom take game number 1.
Oh man, that was just completely insane. You see Elite just like trying to hold that top control, and Vu just took over, started shooting down, and then Dev died, and it just all downhill from there.
Yeah, Pinky, what do you think? What do you think that Elite has to do to stop this Bikini Bottom squad that's just looking very, very good?
I noticed there the top control was what Elite needed to keep. It's what they needed to defend the most, and they lost it, and that's what lost them that round. So I think they have to be a little careful holding that top area.
Absolutely. That top control is so important, and we don't talk about it enough, but it is extremely important, especially against Vood, one of the best players in the world right now. However, I think Elite, they just didn't have the right structure. They had 3 people stuck on that bottom control that were just like overlapping each other, not even shooting, because Bikini Bottom's structure just countered everything Elite was doing. They have to get a better structure here. They have to stay composed.
Definitely. We'll see what they do. Zik and Renz holding their usual mid positions. Player from Elite at the bottom holding that pillar. Same with Unknown and Juan. Vood holding that top control, trying to advance on Dev. Dev gives some damage to Vood, keeping him back from that top area. But now Bikini Bottom has 3 people at the top here versus 1 person. 1 Dev on Elite and Renz. They have to have this top control. They have to improve this.
Absolutely, and you're seeing Dev is trying his hardest to stop Vood from shooting down in that little pixel that he can get an advantage on that bottom control. Dev's got to do something, and he's trying everything he can. But yeah, the numbers game is just not in favor for Dev here. I'm not really sure about Elite structure. They really want that bottom control, but they're not being aggressive enough to help and what's the word? To outbalance or to overweight the lack of members that's on top. Because you're right, it's basically a 3v1.
And player from Elite goes down. That's the first member from Elite. That is not good. That turns us into a 4v5. Zik trades places with Vood because Vood is low. He's 1 HP. And it looks like Juan gets taken out from Elite. This is where Bikini Bottom can advance. You see Elite or Dev from Elite at the top. Renza gets taken out. Dev is all by himself at the top. And he takes out Zik. But I don't think he can win this 1v4. I don't think it's possible here. He gets taken out. Bikini Bottom takes game 2.
Wow. Clinical from Bikini Bottom. They played a near perfect series against Elite. The problem Elite was having, they just weren't adjusting to Bikini Bottom's positioning. Like we kept mentioning, Dev was like 1v3ing that top control. And the bottom control for Elite just wasn't strong enough to actually do anything to help out Dev at top. But it is what it is. They're going to be sent down to the Redemption Arc to play. I think they're playing whoever they're playing. Regardless, Bikini Bottom is going to be moving on to round 3.
Yes. And who do we have next in round 2?
Ooh, a very, very good match. Absolutely the best match of this tournament so far. Minority, the new Minority versus WB M7's team. So this is going to be interesting. You have to stay tuned, though, after this quick little break. I have some awesome news for you guys. The GOAT of all GOATs, iMask, just dropped another banger update. Literally just barely. And I have collabed with iMask to hopefully make a pretty baller video. But this update could change everything about the state of Graal era. What has been the biggest issue with this game? I think the common thing people would say is it's not new player friendly. Well, this update can help out big time. Introducing the Starter Bundle. This is a loot box available to all players who have under 10 hours. To get this bundle, you'll go to the Start Hospital and grab iMask's NPCs saying, "Psst, grab me for your starter bundle." So let's get it. Now you may be wondering what's inside. Well, my friends, I got answers for you. When you open your starter bundle, first of all, it looks super sick. But you'll be given a few different things to help you with your journey on this game. Included inside is a brand new melee called the Drop Point Knife. You also get a gun called the MP40 and 5,000 upload tokens. But wait, that is not all. For a limited time, if you identify your account, you'll get a free VIP voucher for the month. Okay, let's review these items. The Drop Point Knife, first of all, looks super sick and deals a whopping 8 damage, hitting pretty fast and having some cool animations along the way. It also has an option to sheath and unsheath the blade. Moving on to the gun, the MP40, it has such a gangster style to it and it looks really good. When shooting the MP40, it deals 9.5 damage, which is really good for a starter gun. It shoots pretty fast and has a decent spread of the bullets and freeze to it. These are the weapons included in the starter bundle to help you get started on Graal era. Comparatively speaking, this is a huge upgrade from the OG starter items. For example, the starter knife did 2 damage, oh my goodness, and the starter gun did 9 damage. So a huge upgrade on both sides. Not to mention 5,000 upload tokens and a free VIP if you identify your account, like come on. So what does this mean for Graal? Well, addressing pain points with the game is such a big step in improvement. Being overwhelmed as a new player definitely just got a little bit better, giving newbies a better advantage in combat, customization, and overall exposure to the world of Era. This is amazing if you are a true Graal enthusiast. Does it foreshadow something for the future? Perhaps. I think it's preparation for when Graal goes all out adding to Steam. Having a new player-friendly game is the most important step, in my opinion. Anyways, that is the review of this amazing update. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to press that like button and subscribe for some more Bala Gang.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around for that 2-minute break. We are here with our next matchup. We have Minority versus WB. And while we wait, I'm going to shout out some new followers. We got X, Hashira, The Big Drop, Ariap, Nikita, Marley, Fights, and Isaac. Thank you guys so much for the follows. If you guys are new here, make sure to follow. We have our championship coming up after this qualifier. You will not want to miss that. It's going to be crazy.
True. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for pressing that follow button. If you haven't already, do it. Become a Giga Chad. Follow Graal Studios on Twitch. We really appreciate all you guys watching. But this matchup, this is a high level, like farther down the line in the tournament type of matchup. Minority, the winners of the last 2 qualifiers versus WB, a team that was so close, just falling short from qualifying in the last week. But Pinky, I'm super excited to see this. We're going to see a new Minority team switching up some of the members, forfeiting their qualifying spots, so they have to do it all again. But you got to imagine a team like Minority, that shouldn't be a problem because they're looking like the best team in the world right now. But WB, they have the members. I don't know if you remember this, Pinky. M7 and Kyrie Capone last week. their 2v5 clutch
Oh man,
that they had.
that was insane.
Absolutely unreal. Hopefully we can see something cool like that again. WB has the stars. Here we go. Minority on the left, WB on the right, and we're off.
And Commander says he has 9.9k points on Minority. So
Ooh.
that's quite a bit of confidence. We'll see how this turns out for him. You see Minority.
Stormfire, yeah.
Yeah, you see that middle, and you see Kyrie holding that middle. Oh, and Nico Rising gets taken out from WB.
Minority is just absolutely disrespecting the WB positioning. They don't care about structure. They're just running. They're just taking out any WB members they can, and it is going to work out in their favor. Wow, a quick 4-1 victory. And Omar farts on Kyrie Capone. The disrespect.
Yeah.
Minority. Their new roster is looking very fantastic. Ooh.
Ooh.
They're looking very fantastic. Looking like they didn't leave off of anything. Here we go, though. WB, they need to make some adjustments. Everything was looking perfectly fine for them until they lost that. Was it Nico Rising?
Yeah. Oh, man, that was good.
Listen, the voice cracks happen to everybody, guys. It happens to everybody.
That's true.
But
It does.
yeah.
It does. Happens to the best of us.
True. Oh, that's getting clipped. All right. They are going to switch sides. WB is going to be on the left side, and Minority will be on the right side. Once again, Minority's aggression. They didn't care about structure. They didn't care about holding a position. They just wanted to rush in and take out the WB members as quick as possible. And that's exactly what they did. Man, WB, they have the members. They just need to piece it together as a team to stop this aggression for Minority.
Definitely. We'll see if they can do that as we go into game 2.
We're about to start. Once again, huge shout out to Hoyt for helping in. And also shout out to Commander for being a mod for our Twitch and also helping out with the graphics.
Yes,
Here
definitely.
we go. It's like they're sending 3 people for the bottom. M7 is going to take that bottom mid control, but Stormfire is putting on a beating to Young VIP and M7. Absolutely fantastic job from the Minority bottom control. And line for Minority, if you can see up top, is absolutely disrespecting Omar and Nico Rising. Line is looking like one of the best spars in the world recently.
Yeah, Nico and Kyrie are actually doing a great job of holding that top control. Just as I say that, they get taken to low HP. Both of them 1 HP, but they take out Omar. That is huge.
Ooh.
That is huge for WB.
Absolutely. They needed that. But Line just takes out
Ooh.
Kyrie and Nico Rising, and he's going for more. Wow, he lost a ton of HP. M7 came in clutch there. So it's M7, Loom, and Young VIP versus, it's a 3v3.
Ooh.
The numbers are even. I think, though, the HP advantage is in Minority's favor. Oh, this could be crazy. Minority's doing like a weird swap. Loom K goes out for WB. You don't want to go down in a 3v2. They're calling a play or something. 23.
Bro pulled out the freaking playbook, dude.
That's crazy. But
You know-
Minority's a team wouldn't surprise me. Oxo goes
okay.
out.
Okay.
We might see another clutch.
It's a 2v2 right now. Oh no. Oh no, W7, what a dodge. They're both so low. VIP and M7 are so low. And Line and Stormfire just have to, like, they have the advantage here. They got to play this, they just have the advantage. They have to play this slow. VIP and Capone have to be careful here. Look how much health he has. Stormfire.
I was just about to say the same thing. Lion goes out for Minority.
No way.
But Stormfire has, I think, more HP than both of these guys combined. I want to say Stormfire from Minority has been playing fantastic. Absolutely stunning performance from Stormfire. But he has to clutch up a 1v2, which is going to be very tough against M7 and Young VIP. M7 so far has been the king of clutches, and he's farting on them. The disrespect. Stormfire is bringing a level of gameplay that we just haven't seen before.
And what you see in these 1v2 situations is Stormfire is going to try to single them out. He's going to try to force a 1v1 to each player whenever he can, because you cannot be in a 2v1. that puts your odds down. So he has to single one of them out. It looks like he's doing that right now with Young VIP,
Ooh.
but he takes damage. Just couldn't dodge those bullets. M7 trying to get a flank, and you see Stormfire trying to get a 1v1 with VIP still. He knows he's low.
This is Pinky. This is crazy. Here's the thing: in a 2v1, you had the advantage completely against the player, and it's a 1v1. M7 versus Stormfire, the 1v1, something we haven't seen very much in GSL this season. Let's see what they can do. Stormfire just trying to play this to perfection, trying to find any sort of opening he can to take out M7. Stormfire is just playing fantastic. But yeah, Pinky, a 2v1 is you have so much advantage over that one person. But M7 and Young VIP just had such low HP, they couldn't be too aggressive. It was almost like it was a 1v1 the whole time.
Look at Stormfire. He's not shooting. He's just going back and forth. He's trying to bait M7 to just be aggressive. And you can see M7 doing exactly that, just trying to push Stormfire. Stormfire's just playing this smart, just dodging all these bullets.
Yeah, Stormfire is using all the objects in his way to his advantage. He really wants that bottom control over M7. And you can see M7 says LMAO. He's claiming that Stormfire's running away. No tie. Yep, that's true. We don't do that. This would be an amazing time for all the objects to just disappear. I wish that was possible. But yeah,
Oh,
I have a feeling it's going to come to an end very soon. They're getting very close to each other. Stormfire is playing so good. Oh my goodness. He's not even shooting. He's just dodging.
Stormfire can take the series if he beats M7. It's a lot of pressure on M7 right now to keep his team alive in the upper bracket. Oh man. Stormfire is just playing. He's just farting. I don't know what's going on.
I don't think we've seen this level of confidence and ego from a player in GSL ever before. He's just sitting there. He's had opportunities to shoot at M7, but he just stops. This is crazy. That is unbelievable. Now we're just waiting for any sort of opportunity. I know Minority, they really want to get this W so they can move on. But M7, he's trying to do everything in his power to force a game number 3, keep his team alive in the upper bracket. Oh, this is a tough spot for both of the players.
Oh, Stormfire takes damage. M7 could do this. He could turn this around. One of these players has to get aggressive, play for the win here.
And once again, I don't know if we've mentioned this before. We don't do ties. We don't do redos when it's a 1v1. We want to see the content. Both of these players know it, and they're trying to play this strategically. Since there's objects in the way, they're not trying to run. They're just trying to find an opening that they can shoot down, because any sort of over-aggression or under-aggression from either of these players can just lead to a loss. And both of these players need to not lose here.
Oh man, Stormfire's just holding this middle position, shooting down. M7 just shooting the right. I don't know what the game plan is for each of these players.
I will say, it seems like Stormfire has an advantage here for that mid-top. Usually the bottom control has the advantage, but with this object in the way, any sort of move M7 makes, Stormfire has the bottom and left controlled. All the positions that M7 can take. He's got to be really tricky here. Like, we're just waiting for any sort of opportunity. It's like I'm almost waiting for Stormfire to reload and M7 take advantage.
Exactly,
and go up.
exactly. That's all he has to do is just wait for that reload. It shoot up one bullet. But then
It's
again,
like you have a split second.
yeah, it's like that's also so risky because this is the game on the line, the series on the line.
You know, if you're M7 here, you got to feel the pressure knowing that any sort of move can take your team down to the lower bracket. And obviously, doesn't mean that you're out. You still have that redemption. You don't want to start early. You want, especially if you could take out Minority round number 1, that'd be crazy. It looks like they're kind of bantering back and forth. I'm not really sure what they're saying.
Yeah, I think M7 needs to be aggressive here. He can just win this on a reload. Looks like M7's... Wait.
Oh, no.
He might be fake lagging, though. Wait. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. This could be how it ends.
No.
This could be how MB or WB gets taken out. Minority could win this series. Oh, man.
Just do it.
It looks like he might be
crazy.
dead. He might just be lagging. Yeah, that's just super unfortunate. Oh my gosh. What?
Bro flew.
That is just super unfortunate. I mean,
Wow.
if you're M7 there, you gotta be regretting not pushing that. With that crash, with him crashing, his game crashing, you gotta be regretting not pushing that. That was your final chance in a 1v1 to keep your team alive in this series, and he just lagged out. Super unfortunate. But for our next matchup, we will have Attractive versus Ambrosius, correct?
Yes.
All right. We'll be back after this quick break.
One thing that needs to be added to Graal, it's gambling. Wait, we already have the casino and the lottery. But let's be real, no one is grinding the slot machines in Era, and the lottery is dead too. Then what am I talking about? Loot crates. This is something I've been thinking about for a while now, and it's not that I'm a gambling addict. What I think needs to be added is a crate, sort of like the legendary hat chest that's already in the game, but this new crate needs to be even crazier. I'm talking insane melees, guns, gun skins, or even cars. They could even be separate crates, one for melees, one for gun skins, etc. The boxes should have similar opening animations to the legendary hat chest. These crates should also be similar to CSGO's crate system, with common, rare, and ultra rare items. Then there would be like a 0.01% chance of getting the rarest item, like knives in CSGO. This item would be the most sought after item in the crates. There are a couple reasons why I think this would be great for the game, and it's not just that I want to gamble. With these crates, trade tables would be poppin'. Sometimes I'll log on and head to the trade tables and there will be like 9 people there. Not really, but it could be more active. With players being able to trade the items from these boxes, and even the boxes themselves, the trading community would greatly benefit, especially if the new crates are introduced every couple of months. Now, on to the second reason, content. Imagine the content these crates would bring. Crate opening live streams would be insane. I would just love to sit and open crates on stream and try to win some crazy items. The hype would be unreal.
Oh my god, oh my god! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! It's really low! What is that? What is that?
Now, how would these crates be introduced into the game? There are a couple ways. First, the boxes could be obtained with growlets. This is the most obvious way, and I think it would be great to just be able to buy crates with growlets to open them whenever you want. But there should also be a way to get them for free. Maybe they could randomly drop while PKing, basing, sparring, or while doing jobs. This would allow players to obtain the crates for free, while also adding incentives for players to participate in these activities and to play Graal more. This was a feature in OS that I really enjoyed.
All right, we're back after that unfortunate end last game. Oh man, I can't stop thinking about that. That's super unfortunate for WB, but they'll still have a chance in the lower bracket very soon. But for now, we have our next matchup in the upper bracket. We have Attractive versus Ambrosius.
Yeah, this matchup I'm very excited, but yeah, I kind of want to throw in my 2 cents in the last match. Totally unfortunate. Got into a 1v1. Very strategical. Both players, you know, there were questions of, you know, maybe they could have rushed then, maybe they didn't, whatever happened. But yeah, the most unfortunate thing for M7 happened where he kind of lagged out. Unfortunately for WB, they're going down in the redemption arc or redemption bracket, but that is not the end of their tournament. They still have an opportunity. But I'm excited for this one. Attractive versus Ambrosius. Attractive, formerly known as Flushy. Oof. This team is looking to come into this tournament very, very strong. And I think they will. And I think they're going to get this dub against Ambrosius. Here we go. Attractive is on the left side. Ambrosius is on the right. 3, 2, 1. And we are off. Ooh, Einun. Oh my gosh. Almost gets taken out. He wanted to do a, a shoot to the death against Jimmy. But it just didn't work out. Attractive already losing X13. This is a crazy start for Attractive. All their members are so low.
What is
you
happening?
Almost just not expect this. Wow.
And just look at Ambrosius just holding that middle, trying to keep Attractive back. Number 1 under the sun is 1 HP from dying. You can see Pat's Deuce pushing up. Ooh, Master of Arts takes 2 bullets from that interaction, but Pats has to move back because he's 1 HP now. Too risky for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Attractive. They've kind of put themselves in a tough spot. They wanted the shootouts. They wanted the grudge 1v1s, but it just didn't work out in their favor. Jimmy D from Ambrosius goes out. The numbers are now even. However, Attractive, they're very low HP. They got to play this to perfection. And Master of Arts, that sneak attack on XI was absolutely beautiful.
Now it's just
Literally
up
perfect.
to Young Boy from Ambrosius. The last one. Wait, they're taking it to a 1v1.
They're
Attractive is
respecting
respecting
the 1v1.
it. I like it. What's Young Boy gonna say? Oh, never mind. He just took him out. Young
Take
Boy.
his opportunity to show up some propaganda.
Yeah.
Well,
Bro.
regardless, Attractive, not a strong start, but they came and finished that very, very fast, very, very smart, and that looked very dominant for them. Ambrosius, whatever they were doing at the very beginning, they got to continue to do that because that was working out really, really well for them. As you could see, Attractive, like Einun specifically, we always see him rush that bottom mid and try to get that positioning. But he just didn't get there quick enough. The Ambrosius members got there faster and took out Einun to like low HP, which caused him to be super passive. And we saw that with like 2 other Attractive members. They just wanted that ego 1v1 challenge. And unfortunately for them, Ambrosius countered it really well. However, Attractive, they finished off very strong. So they are looking to end this and send it to... Oh, yeah, never mind. It's best of 3. They're looking to end this and move on to the next round and send Ambrosius down to the loser's bracket. But Ambrosius, they are looking to counter that. They want to have a chance.
And yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with X13 there. Got a player in the arena somehow. Yeah, someone in chat said Master of Farts needs someone to carry him. Master of Arts, I wouldn't take that if I were you.
True. He's going to come out here and have an MVP style performance. Mark my word. Master of Arts is one of the best spars in the world. I think he's number 1 on the 1v1 wager leaderboard. I could be wrong.
Ooh.
But yeah, he's going to come out strong. I guarantee it after that message. But yeah, Attractive, they were looking pretty good. Once again, they had a rough start, but I think they realized what they needed to do, and then they did it. Game number 2, I think we were about ready to start.
Yes. Let's talk about our next match. Is our next match going to be lower bracket?
Yes.
WB versus Redemption? Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I could be wrong. I'd have to double check everything. But I think whoever loses is the only team that doesn't qualify for the finals.
Oh, that's got to be
So
tough.
There's a lot on the line. And unfortunately for Redemption, they're playing a good team like WB. So who knows what's going to happen. Regardless, 10 seconds. Ambrosius switches to the left side. Attractive is going to switch to the right. Let's see if this does anything. And we're off. I think Einun learned from his mistakes last game against Jimmy D. He did not want to push too aggressively. something I want to highlight besides the total chaos that's happening is Einon from Attractive. He is being very smart with his gun style. Look at the spread on his gun.
Oh, true.
That spread is forcing Jimmy D to stay in his spot, not make any sort of crazy advances. That's what's perfect about that level or that style of gun.
I can't even tell what's going on here, but Ambrosius losing some members. Heroic from Attractive at the top, shooting down. Wait, it's a
4v.
Wait, it's a 2v3 right now. Number one under the sun just flanked and killed an AFK player on Attractive. I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but we got Einon, Master of Arts in the middle. Jimmy D, number one under the sun, not in a great position here. Number one gets taken out. It's up to Jimmy D to keep Ambrosius alive, and he gets taken out.
Wow.
Attractive takes game 2.
That was something else, that's for sure. Some of these matches are really hard to commentate. A lot goes on.
Oh, man,
Attractive, yeah, they're gonna move on to the next round.
Oh,
Man, this next losers bracket is gonna be crazy, and it's a best of 1 too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, make sure to stick around. We're going to see who in this next match moves on and who is out of GSL completely. Stick around.
Woo. Everybody, today we are going to be talking about how you can earn Graal. It's even better than before. Man, that's just such a dumb intro, man. Freak. Okay, let's see. What can we do? What can we say? Oh. What is this PM? This might help. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm a billionaire.
Come on, get that money. 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 I don't come the money. 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 Do it all for money. 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 Let me stack that money. 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 Come on, get that. Money. Let me stack that money. Money.
That's it?
Who joined?
Yo, bro, you want to play some Rocket League?
Hey, dude. How'd you join the call? Yeah. So, oh, geez, there's no easy way to put this. Okay, before I answer that, can you send me a picture of how many growlets you have?
What, dude? Okay, whatever you say, dude. I don't know what's going on. Right, there you go.
Oh gosh. Okay, little buddy. Listen, dude. I'm sorry. You're just not rich enough to play with me. Peace out, loser. Gosh, broke boys.
Come on, get that money. Switch it up. Money, 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 money. Do it all for money.
All right, we are back, guys. In this next matchup, losers bracket is the most intense match we have today, just because one team will not make it, will not qualify for the championship, and their season will be over. And the team who wins will qualify no matter what, whoever wins this. So a lot on the line for both teams.
Yeah, indeed. You know, I thought with all the teams that forgot to sign up for this qualifier, I was assuming that, you know, more spots, this is good, not as many people. But then you realize that one team out of the entire thing does not qualify. So that's added pressure.
Yeah.
And the bracket being a little funky because teams dropping out and not signing up on time makes it even weirder. So, man, this is going to be tough. Redemption, you got to imagine like they're the underdogs here. They have to come out and try to stop a very strong WB team that has a very talented roster. This is good. Yeah, this is going to be tough. I personally think Redemption needs to play a perfect match to beat a very, very strong WB team. And WB, they just have to get their structures correct. The games that their structures are perfect and everything's working out really well for them, they're super dominant, potentially a top 5 team. But the games that they kind of lose the structure, mid, top, whatever, it just falls apart for them.
Yeah. I wonder if Redemption with their name, if they're going to be able to redeem themselves in this lower bracket, or if WB is going to do it. Looks like we're getting the players ready. This is a 1-game match, not a series. It is 1 game takes all.
This is quite literally a win or go home. One of these teams is going to be eliminated from GSL season. The other team is going to fill out our championship championship of season 2 tournament rosters. So a lot on the line here, Pinky. WB is going to start on the left side. Redemption is going to be on the right. 1 game to decide who qualifies for GSL season 2. And we are off. Redemption playing very, very passive compared to WB until DW decides to kind of stall that passion, push forward a little bit. Not necessarily working out for them. And Nico Rising and Kyrie Irving Capone take down Randorius and Giant King to like no HP. This is chaos.
This is looking really good for WB. They have full control right now. But look at Randarius at the top. He's making a move, but he gets taken out. And M7 still alive for WB. Certified Lower Board gets taken out for Redemption. And it's up to DW on Redemption. And WB takes it. Ooh.
Dang, unfortunate for Redemption. They are going to be taken out of GSL Season 2. We got to respect anybody who has the guts to step into the GSL arena with any of these teams. These are the best teams in the world for a reason. Shout out to Redemption for participating in this week's qualifier. There's always going to be Season 3, which will be sooner rather than later. Regardless, real quick, I want to shout out the 5 teams that have qualified now. And actually, I'm just going to say all 8 teams that have qualified for the final tournament.
Woohoo.
Number 1, Bikini Bottom. Number 2, Attractive. Number 3, B-Hop. Number 4 is Minority. Number 5 is Asterisk. Number 6 is Ambrosius. Number 7 is Elite. And the last spot we just saw, it goes to WB. Congratulations to these teams. But tournament is just started, so now everybody's playing for some prizes.
Yes. That's got to be a huge
And
relief for
seeding,
WB.
too. Not to mention seeding.
True. Yeah. I think we're moving on to losers round 2 next. It will be Ambrosius versus Asterisk. Make sure to stick around.
Everybody, today we are going to be talking about how you can earn Graal's even better than before.
Man, that's just such a dumb intro, man. Freak. Okay, let's see. What can we do? What can we say? Oh.
What is this PM? This might help. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm a billionaire.
Come on, get that money. 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 Bottom from the money. 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 Do it all for money. 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 Let me stack that money. 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 Come on, get that. Money. Let me stack that.
it?
Who joined?
Yo, bro, you want to play some Rocket League?
Hey, dude. How'd you join the call? Yeah. So, oh, geez, there's no easier way to put this. Okay, before I answer that, can you send me a picture of how many growlets you have?
What, dude? Okay, whatever you say, dude. I don't know what's going on. Right, there you go.
Oh gosh. Okay, little buddy. Listen, dude. I'm sorry. You're just not rich enough to play with me. Peace out, loser. Gosh, broke boys.
Come on, get that switch it up. Do it all for money.
What? Wait, what does that mean? No, what? No. What's the date?
All right, welcome back. We are back with our next matchup of the losers bracket, or the lower bracket, or the redemption bracket, whatever you want to call it. We have Elite. Sorry, we have Ambrosius versus Asterisk. We have, let's see. Ambrosius is on the left side. They finally decided to join in. And we got Asterisk on the right side. Yeah. There's one game, no series. Both of these teams are qualified. So it's not too bad if they lose this, but you still want to play for the first and second place rewards and seeding for the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the rewards are really nice. Everybody wants some EC, some growlets, and all that stuff. But seeding, in my opinion, right now is the most important thing. With how many good teams are in GSL, you want the best possible matchup for your team. And both of these teams need to get going, need to advance further into the losers bracket or the redemption bracket if they want a better seed going into the tournament happening soon. But regardless, I'm excited for this. Asterisk is on the right side. Ambrosius is on the left. Wow. This is another winner go home for this tournament. However, both of these teams are already qualified. They're just playing for seeding and prizes.
Yes, we're gonna see who wins this. Looks like we're about to get started. Both teams should be ready. Countdown should be starting here pretty soon. Thank you for the follows, Stowe, Gabito, and Isabella. If you guys aren't following, make sure to follow as we kick off this match. Whoever wins this moves on. Whoever loses is out for this qualifier.
Yeah, Asterisk is kind of starting off a little strong, doing some damage, but Ambrosius answers back quick. Number one under the sun versus Mini X Revla. And wow, the top position and mid position for both of these teams is just falling apart. Ambrosius is pushing in. Asterisk, oh no. It's so
my
unfortunate.
goodness.
That was a quick sweep. We even need to go to a break for that.
I don't even think we need to.
No, we just got to talk about it and let the other teams come in. Oh my
Jeez.
goodness. That was one of the quickest matches. Wow. Wow. Okay. Ambrosius moves on to the losers round 3. We can summon in Elite versus WB now. Wow.
That was just insane.
Yeah, let's it's almost like I want to say let's talk about that. Let's break this down. But what do we break down? That happened in 0.3 seconds.
Exactly.
Everything looked great, and actually no, I'll put in my input. Everything was looking fantastic until everything was looking fantastic for 4 seconds. And then Ambrosius just rushed that top position. Fortunately for Asterisk, their week 3 qualifier tournament is done. However, they have qualified for GSL championship. So, no hate to them. Shout out to them. GG's to everybody who just played. And we are already ready to get going on this next match.
And it looks like both teams Actually, it doesn't look like Elite is ready yet. Rumor said not ready. Just waiting on them. Looks like WB is ready though, ready to go.
Yeah, who do you got winning? Elite or WB here?
Oh man. I think WB is gonna take this. Dev and Renz are really good on Elite. They're all really good, but Dev and Renz are really interesting to watch, that middle and top control. But from WB, I've been watching Nico Rising and Kyrie, especially with that top control. They're insane at it, so I think they're gonna take this game. But it could also just be a no structured game and just be complete chaos. So who knows?
Yeah, man, I feel like today has been a lot of chaos. It's kind of expected. Lower brackets, teams trying to figure each other out. Once we get further along and more teams start to figure things out, I think it should be pretty good. But yeah, that Dev and Renz versus Kyrie and Nico, that is a good matchup up top. Specifically, I would say Kyrie versus Dev. I feel like that's a very good matchup. We'll see what happens there, but that bottom control for Elite has to figure out what to do with Loom and M7. It's gonna be tough. Here we go. Oh, this looks like a grudge match.
Look
and
at the
Luke
shootout.
goes out.
Yeah, that was insane. Look at Kyrie.
Shootout.
Kyrie and Nico versus Dev and Renz. Just what I was talking about. We're gonna see which duo has the best top and middle control.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Elite is a very good team, but definitely their top control is their strongest portion. And now that they have a man up, you have to take advantage of this. It is a best of one. One of these teams is going home for the day, so you have to play this perfectly.
Renz decides to take a risk and try to fight Nico at the middle, but now he's 1 HP. He took the loss on that one. Nico is holding that middle. Look at Nico pushing Dev. Dev could get taken out here.
Yeah,
but Kyrie gets taken out. That's not good for WB.
It is a 5v3? How?
What happened? You see,
Elite is playing Elite level Spar right now. They got to keep it up, though. I know a lot of their members are very low, and they have a very passive bottom control. So we're going to see how this works out, especially with the remaining 3 WB members. They're all very good. All know what they're doing. They have to take out Nico Rising somehow. Dev has to find a way to move up there and stop this Nico Rising push. That's just really pushing them back.
but Lynx gets taken out from WB. Now it's Young VIP versus Super at the top right. Player there to support from Elite. Dev and Ren still shooting up towards Nico. Nico dodging all these bullets somehow. I don't know how he's doing it. Ooh, but he takes a bullet of damage. Looks like Young VIP is taken out from WB. Nico gets taken out. And Elite.
Wow.
Without losing a member somehow. Just insane.
Pinky, if you would have told me 2 minutes ago that Elite was going to perfectly sweep WB, a very strong team, I would have told you were crazy. Elite did exactly what we were hoping they would do. They stopped that top control. The bottom control did very well for being such a passive team at that bottom control. They did very well, and they're going to be moving on to the next round in lower bracket. Wow. But we're going to move back up to the round 3 of the upper bracket, and things are going to start getting very, very interesting.
Yes, we're going to have Bikini Bottom versus Minority. I'm super excited for this one. We'll be back after a quick break.
No way. It's me and Poopy versus the teamers. We gotta team up, Poopy. We gotta team up. Come on.
Whoa, 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 hey, hey, hey.
All right, where are we dropping, boys? Let's go lethal. Nice, we got marksman DMR.
Nope. Why are you running?
Get back here, get back here. I see you, bro. I see you. Bro, come on, come on, come on. Please, please. All right, that was our first attempt. Let's try for a second one. We got this, we got this. Got some pistols. Got a nice bag. I see this guy. Easy kill, right?
Are you sure about that?
Bro, it's so hard to find people in this. Right as I say that, there's 2 people. Okay, let's try and steal this kill. 12 damage on him. And they're running. They're running away from me. Come on, one of these has to hit.
Bruh.
Okay, let's go up here. I heard some shooting. Okay, one guy right there. And someone behind me, of course, of course. Okay, I gotta heal. Just a little bit. Come on, easy kill. Okay, 3rd attempt. Let's get it. Hopefully nobody comes here. This seems like a good spot.
All right, we are back, and we are also back to the upper bracket. We have Bikini Bottom versus Minority, a matchup we've seen countless times. They've played in both finals for the first 2 qualifiers, but Minority has a new roster, so this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. We just said it's going to be an interesting matchup. Bikini Bottom has faced off with Minority, I think a total of 4 times, 2 in the championship, and then 2 just they've met each other in the bracket. And I believe every single time, except maybe week 1, Bikini Bottom has just barely fallen short to Minority.
Yep.
You got to imagine, especially with Vood back, you got to imagine that they want this win more than anything.
Definitely.
This Minority team, even though it's new, the Minority team has been that roadblock for Bikini Bottom, has prevented them from winning anything. So Minority, let's see what can happen. Bikini Bottom, hopefully they come out strong here. Minority, if they play like they've been playing with this new roster, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough.
Yeah, we are back to a best of 3 format. This is a series in the upper bracket, and we're getting started here. 5 seconds.
Bikini Bottom's on the left side, Minority is on the right side for those of you watching. And we are off. Look at Vood taking a very passive control. Mr. Krabs from Bikini Bottom just rushed in like a madman. I'm not really sure about that, but I guess maybe it works. Vood is also rushing in. Very interesting strats we've seen from teams today. I don't think that's the right move, Pinky. Look at the damage.
Sure.
I don't know what's happening.
Minority's taking so much damage. This is looking like might be a complete sweep from Bikini Bottom. Unless Omar can turn something around at the top here. Stormfire, we've seen how good he is. Maybe he can help turn it around for Minority. Looks like Zik is 1 HP from dying. He has to be careful. Maybe back up a little bit. Let Food do some of the work.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you what's going on here. Like, these people are, for whatever reason today, just more aggro. They're not structured. People just want to rush in and do what they want. Gosh, it is what it is. I guess that is a strat on its own. But Minority, I don't think they were expecting that Bikini Bottom just like aggro, like aggression. Regardless, Kev gets taken out by Omar. Very smart push by Omar. Now Vood is in a very tough spot. Gotta do something. Takes out Omar himself. Now Vood has to try to do something against Stormfire. Stormfire, we saw against WB, looked fantastic. His dodging, his decision making was just on top. Ooh. Very good. And speaking of Stormfire, he goes out early.
That's not good.
4v2.
4v2. We've seen it happen before. Very unlikely though. But if anyone can do it, it's Minority. Roy and OXO. Ooh, but Roy's 1 HP from dying. That is not good. They're just going to push him, take him out.
Whoa.
And it's up to OXO and a 1v4. Not likely. 1 HP from dying. He gets taken out. Bikini Bottom survives. 4 members.
Wow. Here's the thing. The very beginning of that matchup, when Bikini Bottom was rushing in like madmen, and they were taking a ton of damage, I said it on stream and I thought to myself, I don't think that's the right decision. I think this is going to bite them in the butt. Well, I was wrong because Bikini Bottom took that pretty easily. Minority, they have to fix something. They have to find a way to defend these aggro pushes. Mr. Krabs from Bikini Bottom just pushed in. No concern of human life. And took out the minority members. But regardless, yeah, minority has to figure out something. Because Bikini Bottom is looking really good.
Looks like Vood says they're not ready yet. We're almost there, though. Bikini Bottom with 1 game out of this best of 3. They could take this over minority with this next game and redeem themselves in this minority Bikini Bottom matchup we've seen several times.
Yeah, you know, I think if Bikini Bottom can get this, it'll feel like a weight was lifted off their shoulders. Minority has been that block in the road, stopping them from doing the stuff that they want to do. Bikini Bottom, let's see what they do in this game number 2. They're going to switch to the right side. Minority will be on the left. Not as many aggro pushes this time. It's a little bit more structured.
Definitely. You see Zik, that insane mid control. Nobody from minority wants to contest that. You got to watch out because Zik is taking those insane pushes, trying to get damage on Omar. Look at Vood. He's rushing top. No fear at all. And look at that dodge right there. That is insane at the top. Oh, but he takes a bullet. He's going to move back.
Yeah, Bikini Bottom, they aren't going to push in like crazy people this time. I think minority was expecting maybe a little bit more. So far, this game's been a lot more passive. I feel like teams have evenly taken damage, though. So this is anybody's game, Pinky.
Definitely. Look,
Oh,
Vood.
Vood, though, yeah, he's such a tough spot. I think he's getting a little too aggressive. He's at like 1 or 2 HP. He's got to be very, very careful here. You don't want to lose your team captain, Vood, this early into a potential closing match. And as I say that, he goes out. And looks like minority is going to bite on that and just jump in as fast as possible. Oh, Mr. Krabs got to take out Omar, but Omar does the opposite. Takes out Mr. Krabs. Is this a perfect sweep? What a response for minority. They got taken out 4-0 in that first matchup, and the minority took that personal and ends up sweeping Bikini Bottom in this next one.
Man, that was just insane. You saw Vood get low HP, and as soon as minority saw that Vood was low HP, they all went after him. Like every single one of them was trying to get some shots off, and they ended up killing him, and that's what turned it around for minority.
Yeah, I think Vood is being a little too aggressive there at that top. He's trying to make something happen for his team. Took way too much damage and then was just pushed back. Good job on minority for recognizing the low HP of the team captain from Bikini Bottom. Now we go to a game number 3. Winner, I believe, goes to the semifinals.
Yes, they do.
Regardless,
good.
yeah, here we go. Looks like, oh, Bikini Bottom wanted a little bit of advantage. Got 6 players.
Try to pull a fast one.
Don't think we didn't notice that one. In this matchup for Bikini Bottom, they can't lose Vood. He's got to be careful with his pushes. For minority, they got to do exactly what they just did. Lion was really controlling his team there, and they looked a lot more structured, a lot more defensive, and at the same time, they just knew when to push in. It was just a overall very, very good game for minority.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to see if Bikini Bottom can redeem themselves. They get in this position every time with minority. Let's see if they can finally overcome this and win the series.
I think we're about to start. Yep, we get the go-ahead from Hoyt. 10 seconds. Minority is going to switch to the right side again. Bikini Bottom will be on the left side. Let's see if Bikini Bottom can somehow control this minority aggression and play style. Mr. Krabs from Bikini Bottom rushing in once again like a madman. Maybe that's the strat for Bikini Bottom. Almost taking Omar down to 2 HP. Vood is doing the same thing. Taking out Stormfire almost. Maybe aggro playstyle is the Bikini Bottom playstyle.
I guess so. Zik, he's 3 shots from dying. Looks like Vood is trying to get some damage on Stormfire, but we know how good Stormfire is at dodging and holding that top control. He's forced to move back though and take some damage on Vood through the wall. Super smart play from from Stormfire.
Yeah,
Ooh.
aggression. Ooh, Stormfire goes out. That's actually huge for Bikini Bottom. Aggression is a very good thing. However, it can also come back to bite you in the butt. Complete like 180 turn. Bikini Bottom has to figure out a way to play this very well, and it's looking like they're doing that. Vood's about to go out though. It is
My
currently
goodness.
what is it? 4v2, 4v1.
4v1.
It's looking like Bikini Bottom's gonna get redemption on the team that has taken them out multiple weeks in a row. Bikini Bottom's gonna get the pass into the semifinals in the upper bracket, taking out their biggest obstacle, Minority. GG's to both teams though.
Crazy. You'll see in this replay. Look at Kev battling OXO at the bottom. Same with Roy on Minority. And Vood. This is when that's when Vood got taken out there. And yeah. But Bikini Bottom takes the series. Oh man, that was just crazy. Now we have our next matchup. Should be top upper bracket still. Attractive versus B-Hop. Am I correct?
Yes, this is gonna be a tough or crazy matchup. You guys just have to stay tuned. There's gonna be a lot coming. Key to fixing Graal, and it might not be what you think. Now, I'm going to backtrack a little bit to the phrase I just said, probably not what you think. I'm mentioning this because I know what a big majority of you guys are going to be saying the key is to fixing Graal. And also, let me start by saying this. Graal is not broken, it's not bad. This is just a discussion video. Let's go. To prove what I'm just saying, let's take a peek inside the average one of your guys' heads. There's nothing. Now, on a real note, I know exactly what a majority are going to say. Better servers and 60 FPS. And trust me, those are going to be extremely useful, but we're going to save that video for another day. Let's get into it. In my opinion, the key to fixing Graal has to come from the root of the issues that people have. Before I explain furthermore, let me show you where this idea came to me. So I was walking my dog Milo when I stopped suddenly by the sound of angelic music. There was this glowing dirt pile in the field, so I pulled out my shovel from my inventory and went to digging. And this is how I found the key to fixing Graal. Just kidding. I studied other games. That's how I found the key. Something I've noticed about most of these games are their leveling systems. So yes, I do believe the key to fixing Graal is an overall leveling system. You can call me crazy all you want, but let's talk about it. Now, Graal has some levelings in terms of mining, fishing, etc., but not an overall leveling system. Games like RuneScape, Growtopia, Clash of Clans, World of Warcraft, they all have overall leveling systems and then side leveling systems in terms of mining, fishing, you know, all that stuff. But why is an overall leveling system important? I was doing some research because I really wanted to learn more about this, so I went to pavcreations.com, and this is what they said about leveling systems in MMOs. In this article, it says, why do we need level systems in RPG? And I really want to talk about this point right here. You are giving the player a sense of progression. It should come as no surprise that we like to be rewarded for our efforts in achieving goals. The same goes for creating this feeling during gameplay. The more effort the player needs to put into solving a problem, the better award they should receive. However, in order to give some meaning and value to a level, we also need to keep in mind the difficulty of reaching the level. For instance, to acquire level 99, the player must accumulate a significant amount of XP by roaming Forgotten Realms where strong opponents await, which I guess doesn't really apply to Graal, but you get the gist. I really like when it said that players can have a sense of progression, which I think really addresses the issue that players in Graal.
All right, we are back with our next matchup. This is still in the upper bracket, round 3. And whoever wins this game, this is each Attractive versus B-Hop. Whoever wins this will go to the semifinals to play Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, Pinky, a lot on the line here. Obviously, you want that upper bracket run a little bit smoother. You don't have to go through the pressure of being on match or being eliminated on your second elimination. But regardless, Attractive's looking very good. B-Hop, this will be the first time we see them because of how the bracket's been. So Attractive's going to be on the left side, B-Hop on the right side. Here we go. And Attractive looks very aggressive to start. Very, very aggressive.
Look at Gecko from B-Hop holding that mid control perfectly. Takes some damage just as I say that. And it looks like some of these B-Hop players are have some cool customs from Valorant. I've noted Reyna and Gecko. They're actually crazy, but yeah, Gecko gets taken out the mid from Heroic. Why did I say it like that? Heroic from Attractive. And then Shadow. Looks like Shadow is going to be taken out here from B-Hop at the top. Master of Arts shooting down. It's a 1v1 with Reyna. Heroic is there to help him.
Master and Arts versus Reyna. That's a good matchup, but Master of Arts is looking like he's trying to prove something. And in fact, I know he's trying to prove something. He wants to have Flushy, or also known as Attractive. He wants them to be on top. He wants them to be the top dogs once again, because Minority and Bikini Bottom have been those guys, and Attractive has not been talked about as much. And he is looking to prove something. And Attractive takes game number 1 very, very easily. In my opinion, B-Hop looked like they were just warming up, and in fact, they were. That's actually such a tough warm-up game to face Attractive first game of the stream. But yeah, let's see what B-Hop can do. See if they can bounce back.
Yeah, that was insane. When Gecko got taken out at the mid, I think that was a huge turning point for Attractive to move on, or to move up on B-Hop. Yeah, so let's see if they can hold that mid control, keep that top control steady.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. Gecko going down was the turning point for Attractive. They got momentum there because Gecko was putting in a ton of damage holding his position, but Attractive just did everything he could, and it was successful. Let's see if a side switch is going to affect this or change anything. B-Hop is 1 game away being sent down to the redemption bracket.
Yeah, Master of Arts, look at this top control from him. Trying to get some shots on Shadow. And does so. Gets some damage on EYB Shadow. Taking 2 bullets. Gecko is down again. Master of Arts just with this insane aggressive push. Shooting down to get Shadow. I think Shadow's going to go out here. Yep. And looks like Reyna's 2 HP from dying as well.
This is just masterclass from Attractive. They are looking once again to prove that they are a potentially top number 1 team in the world. And wow, they are looking fantastic. Everybody's clicking on the right cylinders. B-Hop was a team that looked very, very good and qualified last week. And Attractive takes them out 2-0. They're going to move on to face Bikini Bottom in the semifinals. Wow, what a match. Attractive looks fantastic so far today.
That was insane. Oh, man. And we are going to the lower bracket now, right? Back to the lower bracket.
Yes.
This will be Minority versus Ambrosius.
Ooh.
That's going to be good. Make sure to stick around.
Key to fixing Graal, and it might not be what you think. Now, I'm going to backtrack a little bit to the phrase I just said, probably not what you think. I'm mentioning this because I know what a big majority of you guys are going to be saying the key is to fixing Graal. And also, let me start by saying this. Graal is not broken. It's not bad. This is just a discussion video. Let's go. To prove what I'm just saying, let's take a peek inside the average one of your guys' heads. There's nothing. Now, on a real note, I know exactly what the majority of you are going to say. Better servers and 60 FPS. And trust me, those are going to be extremely useful, but we're going to save that video for another day. Let's get into it. In my opinion, the key to fixing Graal has to come from the root of the issues that people have. Before I explain furthermore, let me show you where this idea came to me. So I was walking my dog Milo when I stopped suddenly by the sound of angelic music. There was this glowing dirt pile in the field, so I pulled out my shovel from my inventory and went to digging. And this is how I found the key to fixing Graal. Just kidding. I studied other games. That's how I found the key. Something I've noticed about most of these games are their leveling systems. So yes, I do believe the key to fixing Graal is an overall leveling system. You can call me crazy all you want, but let's talk about it. Now, Graal has some levelings in terms of mining, fishing, etc., but not an overall leveling system. Games like RuneScape, Growtopia, Clash of Clans, World of Warcraft, they all have overall leveling systems and then side leveling systems in terms of mining, fishing, all that stuff. But why is an overall leveling system important? I was doing some research because I really wanted to learn more about this, so I went to pavcreations.com, and this is what they said about leveling systems in MMOs.
In this article, it says, why do we need level systems in RPG? And I really want to talk about this point right here. You are giving the player a sense of progression. It should come as no surprise that we like to be rewarded for our efforts in achieving goals. The same goes for creating this feeling during gameplay. The more effort the player needs to put into solving a problem, the better award they should receive. However,
All right, guys, we're back. Back with the lower bracket. We are back in the lower bracket, but good news for these teams. Well, it depends on how you look at it, but it is not one game anymore. We are going back to a best of 3 for the lower bracket here, and we have Minority versus Ambrosius.
yeah, wow. I can't believe one of these teams is going out. Specifically Minority, man. They've been such a dominant team. Losing to Bikini Bottom was something I don't think a lot of us expected. Just how they've looked, but maybe a roster change. They're still trying to figure each other out, which is very, very reasonable. And week 3 qualifier is the perfect time to sort things out, fix any sort of mistakes for the final. And they're looking to take out Ambrosius, a team that has looked fantastic today. Playing very well against all their matchups, but Ambrosius hasn't played a minority level team yet, so I guess we're gonna have to see what happens. Pinky, what are you predicting for this?
I think Minority's going to take this pretty easily. I think it's going to be a sweep, but I'd like to see Ambrosius prove me wrong for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same exact boat as you. You know, just based off of the past and the players that Minority has, it's almost hard not to root against them. But Ambrosius, they could take that underdog momentum and potentially do something good with this. I'm excited to see what happens. We're just waiting for, I think, 1 or 2 of the Ambrosius members to log back on, figure things out, maybe join a voice call. Who knows? But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, press that follow button. Really helps us out. Be a Giga Chad today and press the follow button.
Yeah, thank you to T Kekken, Gucci Ren, and the Tank. Also Stowe and Gabito. Thank you guys for the follows.
Think he's ready to sound. Oh, still not everybody. Yeah, this is going to be a best of 3. We're switching everything to best of 3. I can't remember if Pinky mentioned it. But yeah, Ambrosius, they're looking to potentially upset a Minority team, which would be a crazy storyline based off of the last 2 weeks. I'm excited, though. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see if Line, the leader Minority, can lead his team to potentially another lower bracket run. I think they did that in week number 1 qualifier to win it all. They had a super crazy lower bracket push, and then they ended up winning it all. So that just proves that if you go down to the redemption bracket, it doesn't mean you're out. You just got to push even harder. And that's what they're out here to show.
Definitely. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this series. It's going to be good.
I think we're all ready now. Best of 3. Minority is going to be on the left side, and Ambrosius is going to be on the right side. Wow, here we go. I think we're about ready.
Believe so. It looks like Ambrosius has all their players. We're about to get started.
Let's go.
Get started.
Waiting for confirmation. Yeah, we're starting to get to that point of the tournament where there's only a few teams left, and the competition right as it hits that like five or 6 teams left, that's when the competitions get crazy. Everybody's really all the teams remaining are typically really, really strong, so the competition level is just on another level. Here we go. Minority's on the left side, Ambrosius is on the right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Looking like Minority is way more aggressive than Ambrosius here. Stormfire single-handedly pushing back almost everybody from Ambrosius, taking Jimmy D down to 1 HP. That is a one-man army right there. He's doing everything for Minority. Now he finally gets to fall back. kind of be a little more relaxed.
Yeah, look at OXO pushing Shoal from the bottom. Shoal looking a little laggy there. OXO takes damage. He's 1 HP from dying. Number 1 Under the Sun from Ambrosius gets taken out. Line from Minority is down. So is Shoal and Pats. Everyone is just dying right now. So is Pears. Omar. And Minority takes it. That was insane. I couldn't keep up.
Wow. Minority. They take that. It wasn't as clean as we would hope for, but you know, it works. Today, I don't know if you've noticed, Pinky, but it has been a very aggressive push day. No structure, just everybody do what they want type of day. You know, sometimes you need those days.
Definitely.
But we are going to switch sides. Ambrosius will now be on the left side. See if that helps them out. Minority is going to be on the right side. I think everybody's just switching the gun sides, the gun positioning for them to help them out. Yeah, Minority is already on match point. They have a potential to move on to the loser semifinals, which is going to be crazy if they can make another big push. I'm excited, though.
Thank you, Bandit, for the follow. Following just in time to see this game 2. Minority versus Ambrosius. About to get started here.
I think they're ready. It'd be interesting to see their adjustments. Line went out early, and you could see him say in all caps, "Rush, everybody rush." So it's probably not a voice call comm that they're in right now. Sometimes that can be detrimental. Sometimes it can be beneficial. Who knows, though? But Minority have a 1-game lead. They're going to switch to the right side. Ambrosius needs to win this, or their week 3 qualifier is done. 2-1, and we are off. Ambrosius looks a lot more aggressive to start this match. Last match, Stormfire from Minority was pushing single-handedly all of the Ambrosius members back, and he's kind of doing it again. They're giving so much respect to Stormfire. Rightfully so. He's played fantastic today.
Yeah, look at Line from Minority just holding that mid control. Omar holding the top. Number 1 Under the Sun pushes Line, deals some damage to him. And Pears Deuce takes that mid control against Line. Omar trying to defend Line from that.
Yeah, it's been a lot more of a structured game this game. Not as much rushes as the last one, which I like to see. Both of these teams have members just pushing in, doing quick little dodges. Stormfire, he stops for a second. I don't know what for, and he goes out. Ooh. Pears is about to take out Omar and Stormfire. That was crazy. Even Omar's questioning. He doesn't know what happened.
And it looks like Ambrosius is going to take this.
What just happened? Ambrosius played a near perfect game. Minority, one of their strongest members, Stormfire, just stopped for like half a second. And Ambrosius just came in and took advantage. That was crazy. Pears took out Stormfire and Omar in the matter of 5 seconds. Very, very good play from them. Now it's going to game number 3.
Wouldn't it be crazy to see Minority go out here? Oh my. That would just be insane.
Yeah, I can't even imagine a world where that's even a potential with how good Minority is. But Ambrosius, if they play exactly like that, play structured, play calm, play as a team, they could take out any of these teams. And I'm loving this Ambrosius squad.
Yeah, they play very well together, as we saw that last round. We'll see if we can, or see if they can pull it off again and take out this power team Minority, who won the first qualifier and the second qualifier. Just unreal.
And whoever wins this is moving on, and whoever loses is going home for the day. Ambrosius on the right side, Minority is on the left side. Here we go. 2-1. We are off. Kind of a similar start to the game. Both of these teams kind of recognizing the strengths of the others. Pears rushes in, takes Omar down to 2 hits. Stormfire, it takes 1 or 2 damage, HP damage as well. Pears being very aggressive. However, he's got to be careful. Jimmy D, they want to take out Stormfire. I don't know if that's planned or not, but both there's like 3 members from Ambrosius who rushed in to take out Stormfire. And as you can see, he is top left now. He's got to play really passive here. And he goes out. Their game plan to take out Stormfire, who's had a fantastic day so far, is working so far. Now, Minority is a man down. They got to play this perfectly.
Man, this is so much pressure for Minority. They do not want to go out here. That would just be so tough. They're already qualified and everything, but this means we're seeding for the championship if they go out here.
Wow, this is absolutely crazy. Ambrosius is playing extremely well. Number 1 under the sun. Him and Pears have just played so good. Everybody's holding their positions, but Pears and number 1 under the sun have been the aggressors, have waited for exact moments and then pushed in, done some damage. And I think that's exactly what Ambrosius is needing right now. Especially the remaining Minority roster is very strong. You have to figure out a way specifically to take out Lion and Omar. I feel like we talk about them the most. Very strong players. You got to figure out a way to take them out.
Yes, for sure. And Pears got taken out from Ambrosius, so this is now an even game, even matchup, 4v4.
You send momentum back to Minority. That's not good. You have to take it back. Number 1 under the sun trying to do something. Taking out Lion is a huge momentum shift for Ambrosius. That's exactly what number 1 under the sun needs to do, and he's so close. Oh, these bullets.
So close yet so far.
Yes, exactly. These bullets are just getting dodged to perfection. We're starting to get to the point where people are realizing what's on the line here. Game number 3, tournament on the line, prizes on the line, seeding on the line. There's just so much that can go wrong for either of these teams. You have to play this to perfection. Ooh, Zeal down low for Ambrosius, down to 1 HP. He's forced to drop back a little bit. OXO playing very well against her there at the bottom.
This is such a close match that the next person that goes down, that is the team that's going to take this L. And it looks like number 1 under the sun is going to get taken out by Line. Oh, but Line gets taken out. Jimmy D's got taken out from Ambrosius. It's now a 3v2. Ambrosius
My goodness.
In a 2v3 right now. Not good.
This is, yeah. Oh, no. Ambrosius almost with the upset of the entire season 2. Wow. GG's to both teams. Minority. They came back with a clutch to take out Ambrosius and move on to the losers round 4 to play against whoever wins our next round, which is B-Hop versus Elite, which is going to be an awesome matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure to stick around. We're going to go to a quick break.
Guys, welcome back to another episode of Road to Gold Umbrella. In this episode, I made 150k in profit, so make sure to watch the entire video to see how I did it. For the first trade of this video, I bought a palm umbrella for 241k. Then I sold it for 280k, making 39k profit. Here, I bought a black cape for 92k. Then I sold the black cape for 125k, making 33k in profit off of this one item.
right, we are back. Thanks for sticking around. We have our next matchup. This is Losers Round 3, the last match of Losers Round 3. B-Hop versus Elite. Whoa.
Ooh.
Whoa. We're going to move past that. That was
Move
bad.
past that.
That was bad. Let's just act like that never happened. Jeez.
B-Hop versus Elite, though. This is a matchup that's going to be very good. Both of these teams looking to prove something. Wow. One of these teams is going to get the luxury, the privilege to go play Minority in the semifinals, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But B-Hop will be on the left. Elite is going to be on the right side. And it really is just coming down to who's going to be more structured.
Player and Ren's already taking damage at the mid.
Whoa.
Looks like Player, he was Gecko before. I don't know why his name is Player now, but he's being aggressive right here towards Dev and Ren's, trying to get some easy damage on them.
Yeah, B-Hop looking a lot stronger, a lot more composed than their first matchup of the day. But yeah, whoa, Reyna taking out Ren's. Elite's already losing a member. About to take out Dev too. That's not good. Dev's been one of their star players today, if not the star player for them. And Ren's as well too. So they've almost taken out both of their star players. Elite is just scrambling, trying to find any sort of room. And they're talking before they even finish the match. B-Hop looked very, very strong. Looked like they had, they just needed that warm-up game for that first matchup against, who did they play? I can't remember in the upper bracket. Regardless, they take a game one very, very easily. I believe it was a perfect sweep too.
Yeah, they played Attractive before, and they lost they lost to them in round 3.
Okay.
The upper bracket. Yeah, that was just their warm-up game, as we can see. Now they're going crazy.
And that's a tough warm-up game to go Attractive
Definitely.
as your warm-up game. Wow, that's really tough. Attractive's looking like one of the best teams, if not the best team in this tournament today. So maybe B-Hop just needed that. Maybe they're gonna wake up now, take out Elite. It starts with Elite, and that's not a good start either. Elite's been playing very, very well today. I think we're about ready. They're gonna switch sides. Elite's gonna be on the left side now, and B-Hop's gonna be on the right side. B-Hop has the opportunity to take over and move on to the top 4 of this tournament. But Elite needs to fix something. They need to figure out some sort of structure, work as a team to stop B-Hop. Specifically Reyna. Reyna was taking out everybody to start the game. That was very tough for them.
Yeah, let's see. Player from B-Hop always goes to the middle, as well as Ren's. They never do the ego challenge though. They always just kind of respect each other, hold that mid, try to get some damage. Oh, and I got a little bit of lag here. Ooh. Hello.
Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Road to Gold Umbrella. In this episode, I made 150k in profit, so make sure to watch the entire video to see how I did it. For the first trade of this video, I bought a palm umbrella for 241k. Then I sold it for 280k, making 39k profit. Here I bought a black cape for 92k. Then I sold the black cape for 125k, making 33k in profit off of this one item. Here I bought another palm umbrella for 265k. Then I sold the palm umbrella for 276k, making 11k profit. Then I bought another palm umbrella for 260k. I was just making too much profit to not keep buying them. Here I bought a Thunderblade for 110k. The Thunderblade was really hard to sell, but I managed to make 4k profit. Here I bought a black cape for 120k. These were being hoarded at the time and were in really high demand. Then I sold the cape for 100k, fang spear, and a chainsaw. Here I sold the fang spear and the chainsaw for a paladin staff and 10k tro. I bought an unknown dimension katana for a palm umbrella and 20k. I sold the Paladin staff for 68k, bringing the total profit up to 145k. For the last trade of this episode, I sold my Unknown Dimension Katana for 285k. I only made 5k profit on this trade, but it brought it up to an even 150k. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm super happy with how these trades turned out. I made a ton of profit. And if you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe for more of these episodes, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Oh my goodness. It's even.
Oh!
Oh!
No way! You're kidding me! Lamar with the comeback of a lifetime.
What is just a different team? 2 qualifiers. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. It's really weird because me and Bamboozle were the only ones that disconnected. Like, just us. We thought like maybe the server crashed or something. It was just us, which is really weird. But we're back.
I guess.
Yeah, we're back. We got Bikini Bottom versus Attractive. And this will be a best of 5 instead of a best of 3.
Yes, I'm excited for this. The classic Raw versus a Flushy matchup that we all love to see. This was like the rivalry of last season. Attractive is back, everybody. I'm excited for this. Also, I'm going to address something in the chat. Someone said, who would win in a spar during their prime, PowBK or Puvanda? Listen, it wouldn't even be close. PowBK said we could do a series for 100k on stream. I think I'm a little busy right now, but I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyways, so let's get back to the sparring, the team sparring. Attractive's gonna be on the right side, the Bikini Bottom on the left side. Both of these teams have definitely looked like the most dominant teams in this tournament. I'm extremely excited. Also, I don't think we addressed B-Hop did sweep that series, so sorry about that. Anyways, Bikini Bottom on the left side, Attractive on the right. These are 2 star level teams. One of these teams is going to the finals. The other team is going down to the losers finals. Here we go. Oh, Pinky, I'm so excited to watch this matchup. This matchup is just so good.
This is going to be crazy for sure.
Everyone's kind of looking reserved so far. No one's really pushing in to take too many risks. We know Bikini Bottom, their strategy so far today has just been have Mr. Krabs rush in and do as much damage as possible. But Master of Arts, such a good defender. He knows how to counter these attacks and is doing so well. Him and Heroic, shout out to them.
Sure. And you see FRS, Einan holding that bottom. Larry the Lobster, Master of Arts, 1v1ing at the top. Seen this before. We got Zik at middle. I must at middle as well. It looks like FRS took some damage at the bottom there. Same with I must in the middle.
Yeah, and if you look at Einun's, we mentioned earlier in their stream, his spread in his gun is so dangerous. It's like you have to constantly be on edge, even more than normal, because his spread is just absolutely insane. And Bikini Bottom is getting pushed to the wall of shame. You gotta be careful here. Oh my goodness. Gotta find any sort of solution to take this out. This is just really tough.
Oh, and it looks, oh my
wow.
gosh. Bikini Bottom is being taken out on that left side. It looks like Larry is going to be next. Push to this wall, this right wall. And Attractive is going to finish this out to kill Larry the Lobster as that last man on Bikini Bottom.
Attractive, that was absolutely insane by them. The entire game, from the initial opening of those gates, Attractive looked fantastic against Bikini Bottom. Both of these teams are playing really well, but Attractive, they just look so dominant. Anything the Bikini Bottom was trying, Attractive just had a counter for it. And ultimately, that's what won in the game, was just their composure, their recognition of what Bikini Bottom was going to do and how they can counter it. Huge shout out to Attractive for game number 1. But it is best of 5. These teams have to win 3 games. So we'll see what happens. think we're ready. I think so. They're going to switch side. Attractive will be on the left side. Bikini Bottom will be on the right. Yeah, Pinky, what do you think Bikini Bottom has to do to counter this?
I didn't even see where the turning point was in that match, but somehow Attractive got behind Bikini Bottom, whether that was through the bottom or the top control. They just got to close out those gaps, stop Bikini Bottom, or Bikini Bottom's got to stop Attractive from doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Bikini Bottom, once again, the recipe of success has been aggression today. And Master of Arts and Heroic have been very good at countering this level of aggression from Bikini Bottom. And the bottom control for both of these teams has just been very reserved, holding their positions, doing what they need to do to make sure that no one can slip up and counter from behind or anything like that. But man, these top control battles today have just been absolutely insane. Master of Arts is one of the best to do it. And oh, Mr. Krabs taking Master of Arts almost down to 1 HP. He's got to be careful here.
My goodness.
Don't want to lose Master of Arts. And wow, how did he survive? He takes out Mr. Krabs on 1 HP. Master of Arts somehow avoids death in every way possible and takes out Mr. Krabs. That is absolutely unreal. Unfortunately for him, he does go down, but takes Zik with him.
Einun, Zik, and Master of Arts are all out right now. And it's now, it's a 3v1. It's up to I Must to get this second round for Attractive. Very unlikely. I'd love to see a 1v3 here. That would be insane.
Yeah, if I Must can 1v3 here, then yeah, everything bad in the world will suddenly turn good.
Exactly.
Attractive would be in love with I Must. And honestly, I don't know how you couldn't be with a 1v3, but it's got to happen first. Very good. Finding these little holes to slip through and dodge all these bullets. I'm loving this. Loving this play from I Must in such a tough spot.
Its dodging is crazy right now. Just trying to get into 1v1 situations. Ooh, he's 1 HP. 1 bullet from dying. Not looking good for I Must. Dodging is still crazy though. I don't know how he's doing this versus 3 players.
Unbelievable.
Oh my. Oh, but he gets taken out.
Yeah, well, Bikini Bottom levels the series 1-1. Very good game. Very, very good game. It all started with Mr. Grabs taking Master of Arts to 1 HP. That was the turning point. Just, you know, sometimes when you have one person rush in like that, you don't necessarily have to do the most damage in the world like Mr. Krabs did, but just rushing in can just bait so many of the players from losing their position to try to chase down that person rushing in, and it gives your team such an advantage. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but if it does work, it works very well, and that was the result that we saw. Bikini Bottom levels the series.
Definitely a great effort though, from Attractive there. From I Must. Insane 1v3 situation right there. Obviously very hard to win that, but his dodging was crazy. We'll see if they can take this game back from Bikini Bottom, get a lead in the series.
Yeah, Bikini Bottom's going to switch back to the left side. Attractive's going to be on the right side. We're seeing the same stuff. Einun and Wang's just holding that bottom position for Attractive. Very, very good at what they do. And Wang's just decides to rush in and take Zik down to 1 HP. He decided to pull Bikini Bottom, pull Mr. Krabs, rush in, do as much damage as you can, and that's exactly what he did. And he took little to none, so I would say that was a massive success from Wang's there.
And look at Bikini Bottom has 3 players at the top there to fight Master of Arts and Heroic.
And the thing is, I don't think 3 is enough. You need to bring a whole army for Master of Arts. Man, this is crazy. And he's playing very, very well, pushing Larry the Lobster all the way back. And this has been more of a reserved game, but little bits of aggression from Attractive that we've seen that are putting them a little bit on an edge, or over the edge for Attractive. And Kemp goes out for Bikini Bottom. I just realized that. So does Zik.
Oh my.
And suddenly, Pinky, Attractive takes the momentum of the series.
Bikini Bottom's just going down like flies right now. And they get taken out, and Attractive somehow pulls off a perfect game.
Wow. Absolutely wow. Attractive takes game number 3, goes up 2-1. They just need one more to move on to the finals. Wow, that is crazy. We're already here at the finals potentially. But yeah, Pinky, the little bits of aggression. It wasn't much by Attractive, but they picked and chose just little moments to rush in, do some damage, and then push back. Like Wang's there at the very beginning on Zik, taking them down to 1 HP. That's exactly what Attractive needs to do to counter a Bikini Bottom team whose recipe of success is very much aggression. So we're gonna see what happens. Hopefully we can see a game 5. Everybody loves to see a good game 5.
That would be crazy. I'd love to see that. But Bikini Bottom could go out here too Attractive, which would just be unheard of. It looks like they're waiting on one player from Bikini Bottom. They're subbing Larry out. It looks like.
For Vood. Oh, shoot. Vood has entered the battle. Like the video, he has entered. Let's see if that's a game changer for for Bikini Bottom. Attractive's got to figure out something to counter Vood because Vood is so good. We're just waiting for them to be summoned back in. Once again, Attractive is on game point. They can move on to the finals right here. But Bikini Bottom, they got to do everything they can. They got to win 2 in a row against a very good and momentum-based Attractive team. And it looks like we have the glitch where a player just spawns in out of nowhere. We don't understand this glitch. It doesn't make any sense.
That's funny. At least it was before the match started.
True. I hope no one took any damage, though. That would be truly unfortunate. Waiting for everybody to be ready. Vood is officially in. Oh, this is going to be tough. I'm excited to see this. Once again, guys, if you haven't already, press that follow button. Really, really helps us out. And if you're enjoying, yeah, we would really appreciate that follow. But anyways, here we go.
Thank you, Mel Polar, for the follow. Let's go.
All right, 5 seconds. Attractive on the left side has a potential of moving on to the finals. Bikini Bottom on the right side has potential of forcing a game 5. Zik already doing some damage to Heroic. Wang's taking some damage too. Bikini Bottom so far has advantage in terms of HP. See, Pinky, these little plays from Master of Arts that I'm really loving. He randomly will push in, have a little aggressive push, force Zik to almost push back a little bit so Heroic can rush in and take that mid positioning. It's just absolutely fantastic for Master of Arts.
And I saw Vood took a lot of damage at the mid there. He's kind of staying back, just kind of supporting everyone at this point. Just moving from the top to the bottom to the middle. Looks like Dr. Sling losing a lot of health. Same with Imus, Kev, Einun. Lots of damage being given. Lots of damage being dealt right now. Imus moves back because he's low.
Yeah, Einun, once again, his spread is too scary. Kev and Dr. Slang, unfortunately, are the victims of that spread. Only doing 1 HP, though. Bikini Bottom, this game's been up and down. Both teams have had momentum shifters. And it just keeps switching back and forth. There's no real clear advantage for either team because right as you think one has the advantage, the other team makes a decision that just gets the advantage back. But Heroic and Master of Arts for Attractive go down. Ibus goes down. What just happened? Everybody died in a heartbeat.
Bikini Bottom ties the series and we go to a game 5. Oh my.
This is championship level sparring right here. And we're only in the semifinals. There's still amazing teams that have yet to play. Oh my goodness. Absolutely unreal.
Ooh. This game 5 is going to be tense. I'll tell you that much.
You know, these teams are so good. Both of them really good. It's a good matchup against each other. But both of these teams are taking turns sweeping the other. Game number 2, Attractive, or was it 3? One of the two, one of them. Attractive fully swept Bikini Bottom. Then the next game, the one we just saw, Bikini Bottom completely swept Attractive. So I don't know what's going on to just have these dominant matches back and forth. But whoever wins this is going on to the finals. Whoever loses is moving on to the losers bracket finals. Oh, geez. A lot on the line here. 3, 2, 1. Once again, we switch. Bikini Bottom is on the left side. Attractive is on the right side.
We have 4 people at mid right now. That is crazy right there. Zik, Vood, Heroic, and Imus just holding that mid control. Then we have 4 players on the bottom, 2 players holding that top, with the players from mid going up to top every once in a while to help out. Try to get some damage on the other team. Master of Arts gets some damage on Mr. Krabs. Wings is finding a gap to shoot upwards towards Mr. Krabs as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And moving down to the bottom, Kev versus Ainun. Kev taking like 2 or 3 damage to Ainun's crazy spread. I keep mentioning it, but man, that is a scary amount of spread right there. But everything else has been kind of pretty laid back, I would say. No one really wants to be the person to get your team at a disadvantage. Everyone's playing smart, but once again, the Master of Arts and Heroic combo. The Wombo combo we all love to see, where Master of Arts rushes in, forces a position change from Zik or whoever's at mid, and then Heroic rushes in, does some damage. It's just fantastic. It's clinical, honestly.
Yeah, Heroic from Attractive, super low on that right side, trying to stay back. Wings takes complete mid control for Attractive, but look at Vood. Vood from Bikini Bottom is getting a little aggressive, a little too aggressive for how much health he has. He'll go out with 1 bullet. Same with Zik. Oh, Dr. Sling goes out. Bikini Bottom at the mid. This is not looking good for Bikini Bottom. Master of Arts decides to take that opportunity and push Vood. Vood is 1 shot from dying, so this is a really, really smart push from Master of Arts. He can get 2 Bikini Bottom members right here. Mr. Krabs goes out. Vood goes out.
What? Okay, we absolutely need to insert Master of Arts, if we haven't already, into one of the best players in the world, if not the best player. How he just played that game was unbelievable. And honestly, how the entire team played was unbelievable. Just their team plays were just so on point, so communicative. Honestly, Attractive deserves to be in this finals, and they're going to move on to face whoever potentially goes up to the losers bracket. Bikini Bottom isn't out, though. They have a chance again to make it through. Potentially play Attractive, but stands in their way is going to be tough. It's either going to be B-Hop versus Minority. Oh, jeez. That's crazy. But we're going to take a little break, and then we'll be back.
Oh my goodness. It's even.
Oh!
Oh!
No way! You're kidding me! Lamar with the comeback of a lifetime.
Watt is just a different team. 2 qualifiers.
Back again. Chino looks like he wants to be.
There's no way!
There's no
In this video, I opened Graal's first free house shop. Make sure to stay to the end for a surprise. I opened a shop where everything is free. And I also hid 2 secret items, a toolkit and 3,000 tro. I'm just gonna invite random people at the trade tables to come and take a look at the shop and pick out whatever they want. Anyway, let's head to the trade tables. Our first shopper is Lily. Let's see what she picks out. I'm gonna let her get 2 items. She wants the hugging teddy.
All right, we are back with another lower bracket matchup. We have Minority versus B-Hop.
Wow, I can't believe it. We're already to this point. Seeing who the top 3 is going to be. Minority versus B-Hop. This is an interesting matchup. Minority is going to be on the left side. B-Hop is on the right side. B-Hop wants to bounce back after going down in the loser bracket their first round. And Minority, they need to get their... Oh, look, a player just joins in on action. That's crazy.
What's he doing?
What is happening?
What is going on?
Well, he goes out luckily pretty early. Random player, the naked noob is out.
Bro is streaking in a GSL match.
No way we got a
That is
streaker in
crazy.
GSL. That's insane.
Oh man, that's a highlight. That's good.
Facts. All right, Minority. Wow. Okay, we can focus back on the match. Like it's been pretty even. Minority seems to have a little bit of an advantage. Player, you could see rushing in against Player or Gecko as before. Doing a little bit of damage and then pushing back. Just poking the bear little bits at a time. That's all you need to do.
And Omar is 2 bullets from dying. Sage is going to take the opportunity to push him, but takes damage. Might regret that push. And Omar is using that opportunity. They're all pushing back. So Omar is moving up. Gets some damage on Player. Player's 1 HP from dying. And Shadow moves on Omar. And Player from B-Hop dies. This could go either way right now, but Minority, it looks like they have the advantage.
Yeah, wow. This
My
has just
goodness.
been back and forth. It's currently a 3v2. Still anything can happen, but man, I would not imagine B-Hop putting Minority in this situation. And also, if you guys didn't know, this is going to be a best of 3 until we get back to the finals. But for now, yeah, best of 3. Roy and Omar have to clutch up for Minority. They don't want to go down game 1 and be put on a match point.
Oh man, if anyone can 2v3 though, it's definitely Roy and Omar from Minority. We'll see what happens here.
Oh, absolutely. Minority is a stacked squad with anyone who could 1v5 if needed. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Player from B-Hop just trying to do anything to get some damage on Omar and Roy. Got to be smart though. Roy takes out Jet. It's a 2v2 all of a sudden.
My goodness.
The fact that Roy did not take any damage there was absolutely insane. Crazy dodging, crazy speed, and now that the playing field is leveled, almost want to think that Minority has momentum as well.
Oh man, 2v2. This is what we like to see. Both at the bottom, both teams at the bottom here. Just being super cautious. Because this may be the first game of the series, but there is a lot on this game. This gives you momentum for the next game in the series.
Yeah, now both teams realizing what's on the line here. The momentum is so huge, especially this far into the tournament. Both teams waiting for the other one to make a mistake so they can rush in and give their team an advantage. Lots on the line once again, like I just said. B-Hop, they want to move into that 3rd place position, or top 3 position. But so do Minority. Oh, Omar trying to make moves. Sage is in tough spot. Roy goes out for Minority. It's currently a 2v1.
Oh man. B-Hop could take this, and oh man, a 1v2 from Omar would just be insane as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Omar is in such a tough spot. He's doing everything in his power to dodge these bullets, and he gets it, takes it to 1v1. Omar versus player from B-Hop. Winner takes this series. Oh my gosh, I did not expect a 1v1 here.
Not at all. Went from a 3v2 to a 1v1. Omar clutching up for Minority. Let's see if he can close it out.
He's trying anything he can to try to take that bottom control back from player. Player's being very stingy. Oh, could
Ooh.
be close. Omar's baiting. Trying to bait player to push up just a little bit so Omar can take it. You can see the strategy here is trying to play. Player from B-Hop sitting still. Yes, it is a best of 3. Hoyt coming in clutch with the commentary. Thank you, Hoyt. Waiting on someone to make a mistake here. Oh, close. And Omar takes bottom control. And takes out player. Omar, you crazy madman. He takes on a 2v1, somehow takes B-Hop out, and Omar farts on player for the nail in the coffin. Takes game 1 for Minority.
Watch that play again from Omar right here. Look at that. That is just perfect. Perfectly executed from Omar. Plus the fart, the BM. Just insane.
Icing on the cake. Yeah, Omar is playing fantastic today. I'm loving how Omar has been playing. But let's see if B-Hop can bounce back after that. It's gotta be crushing for your mentals, being up at 3-1, 3-2 or whatever, and still losing somehow. You had all the momentum in the world. But Minority, man, Omar from Minority is just so good. But yeah, here we go. Wow. B-Hop somehow is the team on match point, or put into the team on match point, because Minority has a chance to move on to the losers final. B-Hop's got to do something. They got to get their clutches. They can't waste another opportunity like that.
Yeah, look at this mid control from Minority. Player from B-Hop does not want to push this, but he's doing some good damage. And now he takes back mid control from Stormfire.
Yeah, let's see what Stormfire can do. A player we've been talking about this entire tournament. Playing very well, but this series so far, he's been kind of quiet. Let's see if he can wake up and take out B-Hop. Kind of been back and forth. No team really has advantage. One team kind of gets it, and then they push back. But Stormfire, as we were just talking about him, is down to 1 HP. He's got to be really careful here. Sage and Jet are just playing that bottom mid control to perfection. But Omar and player for Minority getting super aggro at top. It's working, I guess, but they're taking a lot of damage. So I don't know. Maybe in the end, it's not.
Sage is in a tough spot right here. Has to move to the top. Gets taken out. Player from B-Hop is the last person on the left side. And Shadow gets taken out. And Minority with a perfect game to win the series.
And wow, Minority is going to the losers final to face off against Bikini Bottom, the team that sent them down to the redemption bracket. We have a clear top 3 teams in the world right here.
Definitely.
Attractive, Bikini Bottom, and Minority. Bikini Bottom, if they want to get back to the finals, to redeem themselves against Attractive, they're going to have to get through their roadblock Minority first. And we're going to take a quick little break, and then we'll get back into it.
I opened Graal's first free house shop. Make sure to stay to the end for a surprise. I opened a shop where everything is free, and I also hid 2 secret items, a toolkit and 3,000 tro. I'm just going to invite random people at the trade tables to come and take a look at the shop and pick out whatever they want. Anyway, let's head to the trade tables. Our first shopper is Lily. Let's see what she picks out. I'm gonna let her get 2 items. She wants the hugging teddy and the red lightsaber toy. Alright, let's go and give her items. All right, our second shopper is T. I'm actually going to let him pick 3 this time. Let's see what he picks. Is he going to see the Tro? Ooh, he wants the ice pickaxe. He wants the star staff or whatever it's called, I'm not sure. And this ice dagger. All right, let's go give him his items. All right, our third shopper, Zira. I'm gonna let her pick 2 items here. Taking her time. What's she gonna get? Oh, she wants the orb staff. All right, she gets 1 more item. What's she gonna choose?
Welcome back. We are here with the losers bracket round 5. Losers bracket finals. We have Bikini Bottom versus Minority.
Ooh. Yeah, it seems like we can't do anything to get these two teams to not face each other in the very end of the tournament. Bikini Bottom on the left side, Minority on the right side. One of these teams is going to go face off to play Attractive. Wow, it is absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe these two teams are in the lower bracket finals. That's crazy. But regardless, here we go. Omar taking a ton of damage to start. Vood has Omar to 1 HP. That's actually unbelievable. Looking for any sort of advantage they can take. Vood playing super aggressive here.
Yeah, that top control that Bikini Bottom has is just crazy. But Stormfire and Omar, they're holding it even though they're in that tough position. But Omar gets taken out. Vood is pushing even though he's 1 HP. But he gets taken out and Mr. Krabs is still alive somehow there.
4v3, it's Bikini Bottom. You would assume they have momentum. But Minority's kind of coming back. Stormfire goes out. Never mind. It's a 4v2. Wait, what is happening? Everyone's bunched up. I can't see. And wow. Bikini Bottom takes game number 1. Goes to the match point. Wow. Absolutely. Absolutely phenomenal.
I couldn't tell what was happening there, but Mr. Krabs' flank from the top was just insane. Got them all scared down there at the bottom and just chaos. But Bikini Bottom comes out victorious there.
Yeah, Omar being such a star player for Minority in the last few series. He got taken out to 1 HP in the first 10 seconds. You got to imagine, Piggy, that has to be some sort of factor in why Bikini Bottom won that game.
Definitely.
Yeah, Bikini Bottom, they're 1 game away from going back and having a rematch against Attractive. Minority, they need to figure out something. They need to do something to stop this Bikini Bottom aggression. Bikini Bottom did what Attractive did to them in that game 5. Just everything that Minority was planning, Bikini Bottom had a counter, and not just a counter, an aggressive counter. They were just pushing them back, taking ground like it was nothing. Let's see what happens though. Minority is going to switch to the left side. Bikini Bottom will stay on the earth, switch to the right side. Here we go.
Yeah, Minority just has to stop Vood and Mr. Krabs at the top there. It's going to be a big factor in whether or not they win this match. Kev holding that bottom, trying to get some damage on Alex Russo on the left. Omar takes a bullet at the top. Stormfire takes 2 bullets at the mid.
Yeah, I think people realize how good Stormfire's been today. They're trying to do anything to take him out. And Zik played that very, very good against Stormfire, taking him almost 2 HP, I think. And suddenly, I don't even know. Everybody's kind of going back and forth. Omar's on 1 HP. Everyone's flying around. Dr. Slang pushes in a player for Minority. And Stormfire gets taken out. Omar gets taken out. Vood takes out Omar. Oh my goodness. And suddenly, Bikini Bottom is in a position to move on to the finals potentially. And it's just, they're going to do it too. Have Bikini Bottom figured out Minority?
I think they have.
Kev says terrible. Bikini Bottom is going to sweep Minority to move on to the finals. and have a rematch against Attractive. However, Bikini Bottom, they want to win the whole thing. They have to do a bracket reset. And we'll explain more after this break. You have to stay tuned. If you haven't already, press that follow button. Anyways, we'll be back after this break. And we are off.
See Pow and Unknown already pushing that top for that top control. Same with Sandy Cheeks. Line is holding that middle part with Vood. Pow.
No, sorry, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say Pow. He's already taken 2 bullets of damage. Oh my gosh, what's happening?
Oh, line for Minority, their leader. He's down to 1 HP. He's got to be careful. That's not a good start for them. That's not the start they wanted at all. A matchup I want to highlight is, obviously, we just keep highlighting Pow up top because it's so hard to go against him. Look at the damage he's putting in. His decision-making is top tier. And also, we have Vood and Famar, 2 powerhouses facing off in the middle. Super exciting matches.
Unknown taken out from Minority. 5-star farmer for Minority is about to be taken out. He's, I think, 1 or 2 bullets from dying. Yep, 1 bullet from dying now. Bikini Bottom just pushing, and Minority doesn't stand a chance.
The key. You have Kev or whoever's taking the bottom, just holding as much as you can. And then you have Pow, who Food and a few other people have told me is the best 1v1 spar in the world. That's just tough. You have 5 members who are 5 top tier players. And also a fan favorite, Zik, in the chat. Yeah, everybody's a fan of Zik, so the glazing's tough. You just have 5 superstars on a team. It's a super team. This Bikini Bottom is a super team, and they wanted to come up. They wanted to defend Bikini Bottom, save Bikini Bottom, whatever their logo was. If you're Minority, you know, you have to play this perfectly, absolutely perfectly, 0 flaws, up top, down low, in the middle, because one little mistake, they're just going to capitalize on it. Specifically up top, if you're Unknown or 5-star farmer, you have to find any sort of way you can.
All right, we are back with the finals of Qualifier 3 of GSL Season 2. On the left, we have Attractive, and on the right, we have Bikini Bottom.
Wow. Season 2 qualifiers are coming to an end. We already have our set teams for the final event, but these teams are playing for prizes. Both of these guys are going to get prizes because they're first and second. These teams are playing for seeding too, which is going to be extremely important. Anyways, Bikini Bottom's on the right side, Attractive on the left side. This is a best of 5, and if Bikini Bottom can win, it'll be a bracket reset where then they have to win another best of 3. However, if Attractive wins the best of 5, then it is all over because it is a double elimination. Anyways, we saw this in the upper bracket semifinals, I believe. Both of these teams, it went to game 5. Both of these teams playing extremely well against each other. I'm just excited to see this rematch. I'm excited to see what Bikini Bottom can answer and to see if Attractive can just continue that trend of winning today.
Yeah, Bikini Bottom just has such dominant top control over every team, but now they're up against Master of Arts, who can just 1v4 at the top anytime he wants. And
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Food versus Master of Arts is such a good matchup there at the top. It's the all-star matchup we love to see. I'm loving that matchup. But Master of Arts seems to have the HP advantage. Feels like Attractive has the HP advantage overall. Oh, Einan takes out Dr. Slang, goes out himself, but sometimes you need to do a trade for a trade.
Gotta make a sacrifice.
Yeah, seriously. Ooh, I must 1 HP.
Yeah.
He's gotta be careful here. Mr. Krabs rushing in like a madman. Gets it.
Oh my
Master of
goodness.
Arts. Like, so many names. Wags goes out.
This is insane.
Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs just momentum shifted to the max right there. Oh my gosh.
Yo, and just as we end that game. Shout out to Pyro. Gave 1 community sub. Gifted a sub. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, for real. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate that. Pyro is the MVP of the day. But yeah,
Facts.
Bikini Bottom. You know, it looked like Attractive had them. But then Bikini Bottom, specifically Mr. Krabs, takes out 2 of the Attractive members. Wow. Absolutely crazy. Bikini Bottom goes up.
Look at this replay right here. This is where Mr. Krabs realized he had to get aggressive, kill I Must, and then he killed Master of Arts. Just an insane play there at the bottom. That was just insane. But yeah, go to game 2. See if Bikini Bottom can be just as dominant here.
They absolutely need to. It's a trend we started to see in that original matchup between these two guys. One team would win, and then the next game, they would get obliterated by the other team, and it just keeps switching off. It seemed like whoever won game 1 had the advantage because it just kept switching off. But let's see if, Bikini Bottom can stay consistent and be super dominant again. And looking like it might be.
Pyro gifting that sub. He said, shout out Zik right now. Shout out Zik. He's saying Zik MVP. We'll see.
We'll see, yeah. Zik is playing very well today, though. He might have to be after that sub. Vu taking out I Must. I'm loving this consistency from Bikini Bottom. It's something we didn't see against Attractive the first time. It's currently a 5v3. Oh my gosh. Bikini Bottom is looking so good. Vood is looking to take out Master of Arts, and they just do. Wow. They just swept Attractive. We talked about their inconsistency, how one team would win. The next game, they'd get obliterated. Bikini Bottom just kind of broke that curse. I love it. I love to see it. Bikini Bottom, they win that, go up 2-0 in the series. They're 1 game away from winning the first and switching to forcing a bracket reset.
Whew. That was a good game from Bikini Bottom. That was so good.
Wow, that was like almost exhausting. So much was happening. They're going to switch sides, though. Attractive on the left side. They're looking to now have to reverse sweep this in order to win the first series and avoid a bracket reset, because you don't want to have to do a bracket reset. Anyways, here we go. I think we're just getting all the players ready. Once again, guys, if you haven't already, press that follow button. It really does help us out. And comment in chat. Who do you think who's gonna win this series? Commander in chat says Bikini is looking like some champs right now, beating Attractive and Minority, both top 3 teams. Yes, seems like Attractive, Bikini Bottom, Minority are all fighting for that dominant #1 spot. Here we go. We're off. Bikini Bottom has a chance to force a bracket reset right here, right now. Attractive has to reverse sweep this best of 5 to avoid it. There's a lot going on.
And I think Master of Arts needs more help at the top here. I'm not gonna lie, if they want to beat Bikini Bottom here, I think they need more people helping Master of Arts. He's really good on his own, but if they have that top control, I think they could reverse sweep this for sure.
Yeah, we really highlighted Master of Arts and Heroic's team plays, where Master of Arts just kind of baits and pushes in, not necessarily does any damage, but pushes the mid-control person away, and then Heroic pushes in and does damage. But I think Mr. Krabs and Vood realizing that that's such a strong thing. And speaking of, Master of Arts pushes in, takes Zik out, at least a few HP damage.
Yeah, Master of Arts takes damage. I believe he's 3 bullets from dying, maybe 2. Mr. Krabs and Vood just holding that top. They know they have the advantage. I mean, they have 3 people there at the top versus Master of Arts. Heroic is doing a little bit, shooting up, but not getting too much damage on Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, this game's been very passive, and then right as I say that, Mr. Krabs does what Mr. Krabs does best and just rushes in like a madman, doing some damage, creating some havoc, takes a Heroic down to half HP. I Must goes out for Attractive. That's actually not good. You don't want to go down a man especially in a momentum-based game like this.
Now Master of Arts has pushed that top left corner. Not good for Attractive, especially versus Vood and Mr. Krabs. But Heroic comes in to help. Kind of gets Master of Arts out of that sticky situation. And looks like Vood actually went to the bottom. He's going to the bottom to help out Dr. Slang.
I was going to say, yeah, they're just switching and switching players out for different positions like crazy. Maybe to throw the opponent off. Who knows? Vood goes down from Heroic. Suddenly, it is currently tied. Wangs goes out for Attractive.
This is anyone's
1
game.
HP too.
Oh
Yep,
my.
Einans goes. Dr. Slang has taken out 2 of the Attractive members in the last few minutes. Takes out Master of Arts as well. And now it's currently Heroic versus the world. And Bikini Bottom force a bracket reset. Sweep the first best of 5. And now all they need to do is win 2 games, which is going to be tough. Beating a team twice, that's going to be very tough.
Wouldn't that be crazy, sweeping both series? This one and
It's
the
possible.
bracket reset. That would just be unheard of. Like, going into the championship, if Bikini Bottom does this, oh man, they're going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, we really need to see Master of Arts and Heroic counter this super aggressive Mr. Krabs and Vood combo. And, you know, to go along with Pyro420 in the chat, Zik has been playing very solid at that mid control. Not doing too much, not doing too little, like just doing exactly what his team needs him to do. And Vood and Mr. Krabs have been the aggressors today, and that's what we like to see. But we really need Heroic and Master of Arts to figure out some sort of counter against these two.
Definitely. It looks like we're about to get started here. We got Bikini Bottom starting on the left. Attractive starting on the right. Best of 3.
Best of 3 reset. If you're Attractive, you need to use this reset to not let Bikini Bottom get this win. If Bikini Bottom gets this win, they have complete momentum, and that's not at all what needs to happen if you're Attractive. You have to get this win, and you have to get it dominantly to get that momentum back. And we're off. Zik starts us off with some damage. So does Vood. Good start for Attractive. Wow. Wangs just rushes in like a madman. Takes over half HP. I don't know if that was the right decision. But who knows? Everything Attractive has tried, Bikini Bottom has countered. I guess you got to sometimes just try something. Try something new. See if it works.
Yeah, Vood, Mr. Krabs at the top, Master of Arts, Heroic shooting up. Same roles as before. See if something switches up. I think Attractive needs way better top control. That's where they're losing here. And as soon as Master of Arts pushes Vood pushes down to get some damage on Heroic. That was an insane play. Very smart from Vood.
Yeah, it seems like Vood is taking notes from Master of Arts on how he was playing. He just pulled the exact move Master of Arts has been doing the entire tournament today. Playing very well. But yeah, Wangs, you see, he rushed in, took a ton of HP damage. Now he has to play super passive in the back. Almost to the wall of shame. You don't want to see that. But let's see if Attractive can get some momentum back here. Because Bikini Bottom is looking so good.
Yeah, Master of Arts, Heroic still there. Einan and I Must from Attractive at the bottom. I Must and Einan, if they can get some damage on Kev or Dr. Sling, that could be great as well. See what happens here. Everybody's being pretty passive. This is the final series, so a lot on the line for both teams.
Yeah, everyone is kind of being passive. And I'm starting to wonder if something's building. Mr. Krabs hasn't been on the opposing team's side in more than a minute. So I feel like the anger is building. He's got to push at some point, and I'm waiting for it to happen. It's happened
plotting.
every single game. Yeah, he's plotting something. Mr. Krabs has some HP too, so he could afford it. You just got to be smart, though, especially with Master of Arts and Heroic defending.
Wangs from Attractive, he's 2 bullets from dying. He kind of just has to stay back, try not to take any damage. Look at that push from Zik. Get damage on Imos, and this is where Bikini Bottom realizes they have an advantage. They pushed back, but Heroic made sure to stop Kev from that push.
Yeah, it seems like Attractive starts to gain some ground, but then one of the Bikini Bottom members just totally rushes in, pokes the bear a little, and then rushes out, does some damage. That's exactly what Bikini Bottom needs. But Attractive, seems like nothing is working for them. They have to figure something out.
Look at Mr. Krabs. There he is.
There it is.
What he does best. But Master of Arts doing a great job of defending that top. Turns out to be a bad decision by Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, and kind of a different... Ooh.
Dr. Sling and Einon both got taken out.
Oh, no. It's a 4v4 now. Ooh, Master of Arts does some damage on Vood. Vood is currently 1 HP. He's got to be careful. If Vood or Master of Arts go down here, then it's not good. Kev actually goes down for a Bikini Bottom. Now Attractive suddenly gets momentum back.
Man, Attractive is stepping it up right now. This is going to be tough for Bikini Bottom to come back from. But they can definitely do it.
Yeah, Zik is being forced to push down to try to defend bottom against Wangs with the crazy spread. And Vood goes down. Attractive has insane momentum right now. Master of Arts has all the room in the world to kind of push up, do some damage. But it's a 2v3, so I guess anything can really happen here. And I know that a ton of the Attractive members are 1 HP. I think everybody's 1 HP. So, like, really anything is possible here.
For sure. It's a 3v2 right now. Mr. Krabs just trying to get into a 1v1 situation with Heroic.
The dodging here is phenomenal. Attractive, though, bunched up. Zik is in such a tough spot. Mr. Krabs needs to help out his team Zik, their teammate Zik. Try to do some damage, maybe get a kill here or there.
Yeah.
So tough, Pinky.
These 3 members from Attractive. Oh, someone just
Number
spawned
1
in.
under the sun joins the battle. The glitch is crazy. Bikini Bottom summons number 1 under the sun. That is crazy.
That's good. Needed some extra help. Yeah, you'll see Attractive just sticking together. Heroic trying to get some damage on Zik. As soon as they take one of these members out, it's over for Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, going down 3-2 is crazy, but then if you go down 3-1, it's a death sentence. I don't think I've seen it be done, but you know it's possible. It is possible. Zik, if you need to take out Heroic here, if you're Zik. Oh, Mr. Krabs goes down. Yep, the 3v1 has begun. Attractive has played this game so well. Let's see what Zik can do here. See if he can live up to the hype the crowd brings, the MVP status. So far, he's played very well, but there's so much going on. Bullets flying from every direction possible. And he's stuck in this little loop here, and he goes out. Attractive takes game number 1 of this best of 3 reset. They are currently 1 game away from winning.
That is crazy. Oh, man.
You know,
Bikini Bottom gets so close. And they need to finish it out to take the win for a qualifier. This is where they need to step it up.
They've been 2nd place every single qualifier. Just barely missing out. You know, you got to imagine. Maybe the mentals are starting to get to Bikini Bottom. They absolutely had that win. They absolutely had that game in terms of momentum. But then I think they got a little bit too aggro when they didn't need to. And especially at that bottom control. I thought we were highlighting the top control so much. And then that bottom control just fell apart. Kev maybe pushing in a little too far, taking too much damage, and just fell apart for Bikini Bottom. They need to bounce back. They need to get back to their aggression ways. They need to work as a team to take out Attractive. I mean, it worked 3 games in a row. They'd figure out a way to make it work for the next 2.
Oof. I love Attractive. Love Bikini Bottom. Whoever wins this, they definitely deserve it. I just want to see Bikini Bottom like redeem themselves, not get 2nd place.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be known as the team that always gets 2nd place, which I mean, it isn't bad because it means you're consistent enough to make it there. But yeah, if you're Bikini Bottom, I'm sure you want that win. I'm sure you want to have that under your belt. Say, you know what, I finally got a win here. But yeah, this is going to be tough. Attractive suddenly has the momentum, suddenly has the chance to win this week 3 qualifier and give them a good seeding for for the championship. Bikini Bottom, they need to win the next 2 in a row. They want to win.
Looks like we're good. About to start. Both teams are ready.
And guys, if you are enjoying, make sure you press that follow button. Consider subscribing, if possible. If not, totally okay. But we are about to get into the final. Oh, I disconnected. I didn't move. Bro, Graal's preying on my downfall. Oh my
For real.
gosh. All right, here we go. Bikini Bottom on the right side. Attractive is on the left side. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Needs to be a good game from Bikini Bottom here. They cannot lose this. They need to get momentum back in some sort of way.
I want to repeat what AWM Joy said in chat. He said mid is the hardest spot to play in this map, and Heroic's awareness of everyone's position is just insane. A normal player would die in the first few seconds. I've definitely, Heroic's been great at the mid.
Yeah, that's what really, and so is Zik. It's really what separates a pro from just an average player. A pro can recognize these routes from multiple different directions. A normal player only is one-dimensional. They will just see what's right in front of them. They won't look in all sorts of directions, won't notice any sort of pushes that a team might have. And for these players like Zik and Heroic for holding their spots, honestly, GG's to them. Good stuff.
Yeah, Zik and Heroic just kind of at a stalemate. The mid here, Master of Arts decides to push, get some damage on Zik when he least expected it. But Master of Arts is now 2 bullets from dying. Oh, that's not good. Oh, but Kev, he goes down. Bikini Bottom.
Whoa. That's huge. That's actually crazy. I didn't even see that. Okay, yeah, now Bikini Bottom is put in a spot where they have to play absolutely perfect. If you're Zik, you really want to try to find out a way to take out Master of Arts here. Give your team back some momentum. I think Master of Arts is 2 shots. Dr. Slang has got to do everything in his power to hold that bottom. Mr. Krabs, the same thing. Like, they have to be so passive yet aggressive. They can't let Attractive get any sort of gas on the pedal.
Yeah, Zik and Master of Arts is a 1v1. Oh, but Master of Arts gets taken out. That's exactly what Bikini Bottom needed.
Mr. Krabs, you crazy man! Mr. Krabs, he's on another level. His aggression is something I have to just highlight. He's so good. Whenever the team needs him to, he's just plotting the entire game. I don't even think he's doing anything except plotting. Like, he's just thinking about, okay, when can I take advantage and move in? Pinky, that was a 5v4 with Attractive gaining momentum. And then Mr. Krabs rushes in and makes it a 4-0. That is absolutely insane.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, look, he took out Einun. That was just exactly what they needed there. Oh my goodness. We have game 3.
Oh. Bikini Bottom sweeps the best of 5. Now in the bracket reset best of 3, we're going to a game 7 scenario. Winner of this is the week 3 qualifier champion. Loser is going to get 2nd place. Bikini Bottom feels like every single week they always go to that game 7 scenario and just barely lose. Attractive though. Both of these teams have something to prove. Bikini Bottom, they don't want to be the 2nd place known team. And Attractive, they've been out of that loop of being the most dominant team. And they feel like they deserve that spot. This is a chance for them to prove themselves.
Ooh, I'm ready for this game 3. So much on the line here. 1st place, 2nd place. Seeding for the championship, momentum going into the championship weekend. Oof. It's all on the line right here. Can Bikini Bottom get out of their 2nd place curse, or will Attractive keep them in there?
Yeah, everything that has happened today has led to this moment right here. Both of these teams prepared to fight and put everything on the line to get that 1st place. It means so much to either of these teams to get 1st place. And it is just so fitting that it goes to a best of 3, or I guess a game 7 scenario here. Food versus Master of Arts up top. Both of them showcasing phenomenal dodging skills, phenomenal awareness of what's around you.
Yeah, Vood, Master of Arts, just stagnant at the top there, but Vood takes the first damage. Mr. Krabs from Bikini Bottom takes damage as well. Not great when they're trying to hold that top position.
Yeah, something I've noticed with Bikini Bottom, their bottom control members, they're just going to stay back on their defensive half, kind of holding their positions. I think they're really highlighting this top control. Even the mid, like, I feel like the mid is focusing so much on top control. Usually you see it, the top control is a 1v1, but we're almost turning into a 2v2 today with these two teams. And whoever takes that advantage usually ends up taking the match. So the bottom control, all they got to do is hold on and hopefully do some damage.
And Master of Arts, he's plotting because he has some really smart pushes, but he waits for the perfect moment. Same with Mr. Krabs. Both on opposite teams, you gotta watch out for both of them. If you're up against them, you can't let your guard down because they will push you at the perfect moment.
Absolutely. And Zik taking a bunch of damage. You gotta be careful here. Camper Bikini Bottom, just risky push in. Takes Einon down to 1 HP, but he goes down to 1 HP as well. I don't know if that was the move, but maybe it is. Bikini Bottom suddenly
It's a
some
4v3.
sort of momentum.
It's a 4v3 for Bikini Bottom. Yeah, that aggressive push.
Gosh.
It worked out for Bikini Bottom. Now it's Einon, Heroic, and Master of Arts versus 4 of them.
I feel like in this scenario, really want Vood to be with your remaining members, but he isn't. Einon goes out. It's currently a 4v2. Bikini Bottom is 2 members away. They're 2 kills away from getting out of this second place slump that they're in. Master of Arts is about to go down.
Look at Master
Heroic.
of Arts. Oh my goodness. He takes one out. Bikini
We
Bottom.
are seeing some crazy stuff right here. Mr. Krabs versus Master of Arts at the bottom. Heroic and Master of Arts, the duo that we've seen all day, play phenomenal. They are looking to clutch a 2v3 to win the finals, but Bikini Bottom, they have their members trying to do everything they can to get them out of this second place slump they're in.
Oh
my
man.
gosh.
And Heroic and Master of Arts just playing super passive right now. They cannot lose any health. It's up to them to win this for their team. Oh,
Master of Arts goes down. Kev, clutch. It's a 2v1. Heroic versus Mr. Krabs and Dr. Slang. This honestly could go to anyone.
if anyone can do it, it's Heroic. We've seen how good he is at that mid position in a 1v2 now. We'll see if he can pull it off for Attractive.
Bikini Bottom, all you need is one more to get out of this slump. Attractive, Heroic could potentially have the clutch of the year. And Bikini Bottom gets out of their second place slump. Finally gets a championship win. Shout out to Bikini Bottom. Shout out to Attractive. Oh my gosh, you got to think if you're Vood in the Bikini Bottom boys, this feels fantastic going into the finals with the W.
Oh man. Oh, perfectly executed from Bikini Bottom there. Took it down to a 2v1 and finished it out exactly what they needed to do. They didn't let that second place curse affect them there at all. And they pulled it out. They got the dub for Qualifier 3.
Exactly. So Bikini Bottom are your Season 2 Week 3 Qualifier champions. That is going to give them, I feel like, I mean, we'd have to look over it, but I feel like since their consistency, that has to give them the #1 seed going into the finals. So they are put in a really good spot. You know, GG's too Attractive. They were looking to kind of prove themselves this week of qualifying. And I think they did just that, almost getting the W. Shout out to both teams, though. For real, this was a crazy qualifier.
Definitely. Yeah, we are not sure when the championship is going to be. It may be 2 weeks from now to give teams some time to practice and to get some production ready. If you guys are new here, make sure to follow, turn on notifications so you don't miss when the championship comes along. And yeah, we'll see you then.
never turn back.